chat box to be eligible for the e-certificate. And then last is respect. The key to a successful virtual international conference is to remember that we are in a meeting. Give your full attention to the participants as you would if you were in the same room. Don't be distracted by another task so that you can be prepared to actively involved in the session. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for us on behalf of the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science, or the 10th ESBEM. My name is Vina Zeferin to be standing here as the Master of Ceremony in this international conference, and welcome to each and every one of you for being here with us today. So before we are going to the main programs, let me read out the structure of our agenda or the conference program of the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business Economy, and Management Science, or the 10th ESBEM. After this, we will have the welcome remarks and the Global Research Ecosystem Introduction. And then we will have the virtual academic presentation session in this main room. And then we will also have the mini workshop from Research Synergy Press with the topic of From Submission to Publication, a practical walkthrough of the International Journal editorial process. And then after that, we will have the awarding ceremony and the closing speech. And as additional information, at the awarding ceremony, we'll announce the award for best presentation and session chair recognition. So we recommend all the participants to stay until the end of the conference today. So now, without further ado, let's open our agenda. It's an honor for me to inform you that among us here we have Her Excellency, the Conference Chair of the 10th ESBM from National Research and Innovation Agency, or the BRIN, Dr. Prameshwara Angga Hegari, and Her Excellency, the Co-Conference Chair of the 10th ESBM and founder and CEO of Research Synergy Foundation, Associate Professor Dr. Hendrati Dwi Mulyaningsih, Her Excellency, the founder and Chief Operation Officer of Research Synergy Foundation, Mrs. Santi Rahmawati, and Your Excellency, the Session Chair, Dr. Arbiah Leli from Taibah University, Saudi Arabia, and our speaker, Muhammad Arif Abdillah, STMSM, as the Managing Director of Research Synergy Press, Research Synergy Foundation. Excellency, distinguished guests, delegates, faculty members, and all participants of 10th ESBM, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, good morning, and welcome to the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science, or the 10th ESBEM, which is organized by the Research Synergy Foundation, supported by Scholar Vein, Reviewer Track, Research Synergy Institute, Research Synergy Press, and Global Research Ecosystem, and F1000 Research. The virtual international conference held on March 10, 2026 through Zoom platform and streaming live through YouTube. The conference theme for the 10th ESBEM is Catalyzing Resilience through Tech-Driven, Inclusive, and Sustainable Entrepreneurship. We are welcoming all participants in the 10th ESBEM coming from over 22 countries around the globe and background to have discussion and networking on the conference. And then next, today's 10th ESBEM is also supported by the session chair, scientific reviewers, and presenters from well-known and recognized higher education institutions and organizations. We welcome all the strategic partners from the members of the Research Study Foundation, Global Research Ecosystem Network to the 10th ESBM. We also welcome all participants, scholars, researchers, and practitioners from various countries such as Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Pakistan, India, Thailand, the United States, South Korea, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Ghana, Iraq, Italy, Nigeria, Poland, South Sudan, Timor-Leste, Yemen, and many more. We believe that at the 10th ESBM, you will gain a lot of insight through the knowledge obtained from the multidisciplinary fields of studies, and this will lead to fruitful future collaboration and research opportunities. We are sure that the discussion at this international conference today will be a lively and interesting one. So therefore, we will provide all the participants and attendees to discuss further about the research presented in this conference in our Global Research Ecosystem Community platform. So in this platform, you can connect, interact, comment, discuss, and even find opportunities to collaborate with other scholars in your research field worldwide. To join the Research Synergy Foundation Community platform, please simply scan the QR code shown on the screen or sign up using your Gmail or Facebook account on the link globalresearchecosystem.com. And then next, regarding the material of the conference, the virtual background, conference program, and abstract book can be accessed at 10th ESBM conference material. And then next, for the Q&A and e-certificate. So the Q&A can only be asked via Zoom chat box when or after the speakers have finished delivering their speech. The moderator will arrange as time available, and then please write your name, affiliation, questions, and the speaker's name that should answer the questions. And then e-certificate for the attendee or the audience will be provided for participants only registered in the Global Research Ecosystem platform and actively involved in asking questions or giving feedback in the session. And the next information is how to claim and get the e-certificate for the 10th ESBM for the attendee. First, please sign up or log in to the Global Research Ecosystem to participate in the conference, and then click to the Events menu and change the status into Going for the 10th ESBM. The committee will only send the e-certificate for the participants who confirmed on going to the event. So, do not forget to get your e-certificate through the community platform. So you can go to the platform to get your e-certificate. And then next, once again, please fill out the registration or the attendance form as can be seen on the screen. And then for the video and audio, all online participants are required to mute their audio. The host has every right to mute any participant's audio and remove those who are deemed disruptive without warning. So as we start our agenda today, we would like to invite Dr. Prameshwara Anggahegari as the conference chair of the 10th ESBM to give the welcome remarks. So before that, allow me to read her profile first. Prameshwara Anggahegari is an Indonesian academic and researcher recognized for her contribution to social entrepreneurship, sustainability, and community development studies. She served as a researcher at Research Center for Cooperation and People's Economy at the National Research and Innovation Agency, or the BRIN, or BRIN, and also teach at School of Business and Management, Institut Teknologi Bandung, where she completed her doctoral studies in management with a focus on female social entrepreneurship and social value creation. Her scholarly work centers on understanding how women entrepreneurs generate social impact, mobilize social capital, and contribute to inclusive and sustainable development. Beyond academia, she actively engaged in community-based empowerment initiatives. She serves as a community engagement specialist at Teras Hijau Project, an empowerment movement in Indonesia dedicated to reducing food insecurity in Bandung. So this initiative promotes urban farming practices driven by low-income housewives living in high-density areas, strengthening household resilience, food access, and community solidarity through participatory and grassroots approaches. She also participates in numerous government initiatives as a member of the social expert team, contributing her expertise to policy-related discussion on empowerment, gender inclusion, and sustainability development. So in addition, under the Research Synergy Foundation, she served as the director of the Reviewer Track, a global platform aimed at empowering academicians and peer reviewers through capacity building and scholarly collaboration. Her current research interests focus on gender, social entrepreneurship, and empowerment, particularly in emerging economy contexts where community-driven innovation plays a crucial role in addressing structural inequalities. So good morning, Dr. Prameshwara. Please welcome Dr. Prameshwara Anggahegari.
Yes, thank you very much, and good morning, Ms. Vina, and good morning, distinguished speakers, respected scholars, industry practitioners, and dear participants from around the world. It's really an honor for me, on behalf of the conference chair. So it is my great honor to welcome you to the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science. So this year's conference carries a timely and important theme: catalyzing resilience through tech-driven, inclusive, and sustainable entrepreneurship. So we gather today at a moment when the global landscape is undergoing a profound transformation. So rapid technological advancement, geopolitical uncertainty, environmental challenges, and even shifting economic dynamics have fundamentally reshaped the way societies and business operate. So in this context, entrepreneurship is no longer merely about creating new ventures. It is actually about building resilience. So resilient entrepreneurship here means leveraging technology to unlock opportunities, ensuring inclusion so that the growth benefits broader communities, and actually embedding sustainability to secure long-term impact for future generations. So this ESBEM conference has always served as a platform where ideas meet action, where scholars, policymakers, entrepreneurs, and practitioners come together to exchange insights, challenge assumptions, and develop solutions to real-world problems. Reaching the 10th edition of this conference is a meaningful milestone. So it reflects a commitment to advancing research and dialogue in entrepreneurship, business, economics, and management science. More importantly, it reflects the growing recognition that innovation, collaboration, as well as responsible leadership are essential to shaping resilient economies and societies. So over the course of this conference, we do hope that the discussions, the presentation, and as well as the collaboration will not only enrich the academic discourse, but also will inspire practical solutions that can be implemented in business, communities, and policy environments. So to all presenters and participants, we sincerely appreciate your contribution and engagement. So your ideas and research are actually the driving force behind this conference. With that, I wish you a very productive, insightful, and inspiring conference. Thank you and welcome to the 10th ESBM conference. Thank you, Ms. Fidna. I'll pass back to you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Wara, for the welcoming remarks. And on behalf of the organizing committee of the 10th ESBM, we would like to give a token of appreciation to Dr. Prameshwara Anggahegari as the conference chair, and then also for her welcome remarks. So for this, we would like to invite Ms. Santi Rahmawati, MSM, as the founder and CEO of Research Synergy Foundation, to give the token of appreciation.
Okay, so thank you once again, Dr. Wara, for your contributions in this conference during your hectic schedules in the brain. So your welcome remarks is also remembering us that today's or current situations, where we as the scholars must gather together, must enhance, and also make togetherness in terms of how we can increase the impact to our society, to our society, and also to our communities. So by that, during this conference, we do hope, as per your hope also in the remarks, we do hope that this 10 ESBM also can be a leverage and also a tipping point to all of the participants in this conference. So we do really appreciate on your contributions in this conference as the conference chairs. And then, of course, we are looking forward to foster more collaborations with you, Dr. Prameswar Anggahegari. Please receive this token of appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Santi, and thank you very much to all the participants and also the conference management. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you.
All right, so moving on to the next agenda, we'd like to invite again Ms. Santi Rahmawati, MSM, as the founder and chief operating officer of Research Study Foundation, to give the introduction to global research ecosystem. But before that, allow me to read her profile first. So Santi is a founder and chief operating officer of the Research Strategy Foundation, or RSF. She actively engaged with scholars around the world for strengthening the global research ecosystem. And as the director of Scholar Fane, she creates, maintains, and develops the integrated system for managing international scientific conference and forums since 2017 up to 2025, and already give benefit to more than 21,000 participants coming from more than 87 countries. With a combination of engineering and management science educational background, she has built the optimum workflow for scholars to contribute more to society and humanities. Santi holds her bachelor's degree of industrial engineering from Universitas Indonesia. Furthermore, she has received her Master of Science Management, focusing on entrepreneurship and technology management from Institut Teknologi Bandung in 2015. Santi has appointed as a gateway advisor in F1000 Research, Corpus Q1, Q2. She has already been an editor of 3 published books, both published by Routledge, Taylor and Francis, and a reviewer in many reputable international journals, an author and co-authored multiple international research articles and book chapters. So please welcome Santi Rahmawati, MSM. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Vina. And of course, welcome to all of the participants at the 10 ESBM this year at the 2026. So thank you so much on behalf of Research Synergy Foundations, that we do hope that this war room or this international activity war rooms can always triggering another collaborations among all of us. All right, so in this opportunity, I would like to share with all of you regarding regarding the global research ecosystem introductions, which already developed by Research Synergy Foundation since 2017. And if you have later on the question, or if you are willing also to foster the collaboration with us, so please do let us know. So we are open for any collaborations. All right, let me share the screen. Okay, so I do hope that the screen is visible to all of you and my voice is clear enough to be heard, right? Okay. Okay, so once again, welcome to Research Synergy Foundations, to all of the participants. So perhaps some of you are just know about the Research Synergy Foundation, but maybe also many of you already become the member of the global research ecosystem by Research Synergy Foundation, and we are grateful to have all of you in this forum today. So this forum is actually our 10th international conference on entrepreneurship studies, business, economy, and also management science. And you can also check on the previous conference of the ESBEM, starting from the 1st up to the 10th of today conference. So you can see that all of this previous conference is also involving many scholars coming from different countries around the globe to have the discussions on the related topics. And today at the 10 ESBM, so we are not just hearing later on the presenters, the presentations from the presenter that will going to share their research paper. However, we also conducted a mini workshops, which is coming from our publisher, the Research Synergy Press, because currently we have 22 indexed peer-reviewed indexed international journals. And then later on from Mr. Arif that we can also understand about the best practice and starting from the submission until we can publish to the reputable international journals later on. And thank you so much to all of the participants that today we have 22 delegations. I mean like 22 countries representing in this 10 ESBEM. Thank you so much. And of course, related to the Research Synergy Foundation, so we are a platforms. So we are a platforms, which is the digital social enterprise that we are focusing on developing a global research ecosystems. And what we do is actually we build the collaborative networks among the researchers. So not only individuals like a researcher, lecturer, the scholars, but also institutionals. So like higher education institutions, the government institutions, and also the industrial or the practitioner itself, and of course the association or the society itself. Because as we believe that if you want to make an acceleration in terms of the knowledge and we want to make a multiplier effect on the contributions to the society, we cannot stand alone. We must work together. We must lend in hands. So we must lend in hands to make this ecosystem also growing stronger and certainly can bring benefits to all of you. And as you can see now in your screen right now is the previous example of our activities before. So like in the left side is actually our annual conference with the Halal Science Center, Chulalongkorn University. So this is our annual conference with them. And usually it will happen in December and at every December each year. So this year also, inshallah, that it is also will going in the December this year. And usually it is happen in Bangkok in Thailand. And at the conference also we can meet a lot of stakeholders, which is coming from various sectors, from academicians, from industry, from the associations, and also from the practitioners, and even also from the government itself, and also from the Kingdom of the Thailand itself. So we gather, and usually there are more than 30 plus countries that is gathering on site, because we usually have this conference in a hybrid sessions. And then the next one is actually like our previous international conference in Curtin University, Perth, Australia, where the conference is not only just also presenting our paper, and then after that we will get recommendations to the publication of our papers, but also we can strengthen the international collaborations among the co-organizer, among the co-hosts, and also the institution of the participants itself. So we are open for the collaborations like fostering an MOA or the Memorandum of Agreement, or even the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, and also the IA or the Initial Arrangement that will certainly bring benefits to the institutions, particularly if we talk about the accreditations in the higher education institutions in your countries. And then the other example is actually our quadruple helix conferences that is happening on the last December. Also, this is with one of the government-owned state company, the biggest one, the prominent one in Indonesia in the sector of the telecommunications. It's called the PT Telkom Indonesia, along with the Telkom Corporate University, Telkom University, and then also with the Google, with the Accenture, and also with the rest of the co-hosts, which is coming from different part of the world. Also, we gather in Bandung, Indonesia at that moment. And next is actually also a snapshot of our activities. So Research Synergy Foundation is not only organize the international conference, since we have the ecosystem. What kind of the ecosystem later on we can discuss on it. And then if you have any question, if you have any queries, just let us know so we can also continue. We can also continue the communication and also foster more collaborations ahead. And from 2017 to 2025 up to last year, so the number of members with already participated all of our programs in all of our support system is actually more than 45,000 scholars, which is coming from different parts of the world. coming from different continents in the world. So it means that the distributions of the member of the Research Synergy Foundation is covering 87 countries around the globe. And this is also a preview of the activity that we already done before the pandemic. Actually, for example, like this one is Dubai, in Indonesia, and then also in Adit Kawan University, Joondalup, Perth, Australia. So actually, we are fostering more and more collaborations ahead. And this is the ecosystem that Research Synergy Foundation have. So why we call it ecosystem? So this is prominent, and this is also important to all of the participants to understand well about this ecosystem. I believe that all of you that already gather here in this Zoom right now, I believe that you have the interest, whether you have the interest in terms of the research, in terms of how you want to leverage your knowledge, or even how you want to foster your networking, your collaborations, or even how to make, sorry, how to make a good publication and also have an access to a good and also reputable publications. So this is actually what our ecosystem means about. So it consisted of 5 different support systems. And this 5 support system is actually interconnected with each other. So that's why it's called the ecosystem, because they are interconnected with each other. So the first support system is called the Scholar Vein, like this war room. This international scientific war room for the international conference is actually under our support system called the Scholar Vein. Scholar Vein is our first and also prominent support system that was already conducted the conference more than 244 international conference in more than 15 cities around the globe. And it's also covering more the biggest number of our member is coming from this support system called the Scholar Vein. It is a gallery more than 21,000 scholars that already participated in all of our international conference. And then in international conference managed by the Scholar Vein is actually not only the conference, but also since last year, actually, we already conducted the combinations of the activity, for example, like the International Mobility Program, which involving the faculty members, the students, to have the knowledge sharing, to have the knowledge transfer, and also to experience the cultural immersions, and also to understand more the industry in the specific countries, because we will also have like industrial visit for our conference, which is going to be hybrid, the face-to-face and also virtual, like industrial visit. And also we have also the international conference research paper presentations, and then we have also the keynote speaker presentations, and then usually we have also the student competitions and more. So actually, once we go there to the international conference, so you will get a lot of benefits, and particularly for your institutions, because there will be a lot of MOA and also IA and also MOU that you can foster once you join our hybrid international conference. And then later on, at almost at the end of my slide, I'm going to share that the hybrid conference that Research Synergy Foundations have this year is there will be a conference in Busan in Korea, and then also in Osaka in Japan, and then also in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, and in Bangkok, Thailand. So if you are interested also to make a great networking, face-to-face or on-site or physically, so feel free also to join our hybrid conference. And then the next one is actually our reviewer track. So reviewer track is the hub for our reviewer. Since Research Synergy Foundation is working on all the scientific programs in the core area of the research and also publication, we must ensure, and we must state it, and we must do it, that we are upholding in the integrity to uphold the scientific process in order to get the reputable scientific output. Because without the reviewer, actually our conference will not recognize as the reputable one. So if you want to have a reputable international conference, so you have to recognize the 2 keywords, which is the scientific process that you must be upheld, and then the next things is the definite scientific output. So that's the most crucial things. And in the reviewer track, in this good opportunity also in the 10 ESBEM, I would like also to invite all of you also to be part of our worldwide reviewer. Because as we know, being a reviewer is actually a prestigious role in the academic society. So we invited you also to enhance your critical thinking, your critical feedback, and not only that, actually, but we also encourage you to contribute more to our peer society by giving a constructive feedback. So we can cover, our system can cover more than 3,000 field of study, and it can be add more. It really depends on the research interest and also research domain of our reviewer, which are currently up to 2025, it's coming from 32 countries representations. And then the next thing is Research Synergy Institute. This support system is actually our learning platforms. So once we have all the programs, so we know that there are a gap between the author capacity and also the editorial requirements. So that's why Research Synergy Foundations are committed to give the learning platform which can enhance your skill, not only in the level of the individuals, but also in the level of institutional, because we also having the programs like the e-coaching and then also workshops and also webinar and even another digital knowledge resources such as ebook, e-course, and then also a video asynchronous learning, and then etc. So you can always also check on our website, and also in the global platforms is in the UTAS Academia. And then also the next things is the Research Synergy Press is actually our own publisher. And currently we have 22 indexed international journals. So every of our conference, in our international conference, so already having a definite output. So it is beneficial to all of the presenter that is going to be presenting your research paper today. So you don't have to worry that your paper is already have an output of the reputable international journals. And for the indexation, it will be determined in the scoring paper mechanisms to determine whether your paper is eligible for the Scopus or the non-Scopus. However, both of the indexations is of course, both of the type of the indexation is of course a reputable one. And then also we have the indexed international conference proceeding. And however, for this 10 ESBM, the output is the international journals. And then the last support system is actually our global research community platforms. And we are very grateful to have all of our members, which are coming from the global research community platforms and on the globalresearchecosystem.com, that all of you already being constantly supporting all of the program under the Research Synergy Foundation, and we are very grateful on your support and this, and we do hope that also not only attending this conference as the attendee, but later on you can also presenting your research paper in the international conference and also get a good publication ahead. Okay, and this is the mechanism that our international conference has. So it means that every process in the pre and also in the post of the conference, we want to make sure that the process is transparent, so all of you can understand what happens with your abstract, what happens with your full paper once you submit it to the system of the research synergy system or the scholar vein itself, because we maintain the fairness and also the transparency, I believe. And also I would like also to congratulate all of the presenters that will going to present the research paper in the 10 ESBM, that you already undergone this pre-conference review process, from the plagiarism, from the content check or the content review. Also, you already passed that. So it means that you are already eligible to get out to be presented, to get a presentations in this international conference. And then please do not forget that after this conference finish, it's not means that the end of our communications and also our connections. And particularly for the presenter, you still have the roles to continue your full paper in the post-conference to be given the international journal recommendation ahead, because we already make this kind of mechanisms. So once you submit your full paper, there will be a plagiarism check of your full paper to make sure that your work is still original and also apply with the ethics of the publications. And then we will check also the number of the wording, And then after that, there will be a scoring paper mechanisms. So in the scoring paper mechanism, there will be a feedback, additional feedback to your full paper, and then you will get score because there will be, for example, like from the title, abstract, and then until the language, and there will be a parameter also, and then there will be a scoring and the comment itself from the reviewer. So it means by having this scoring paper, you can understand more about the criteria that is needed by a high impact journals. So you can make a self-assessment. So if your score is above 85, so you can recommend to the Scopus journals. However, if your score is lower than 85, so it means that you still also have the good chance to be publish your paper in a good international journals, because we have the 22 indexed peer review indexed international journals. So it means that 100%, once again, 100% of your full paper that is submitting to our conference will get a definite output of your publication. And that's the benefit of this conference. And then this is the example of our international journals. So actually you can check later on this link. Actually there are 22 indexed international journal, but the image, I do apologize that the image is not yet updated. It must be 22. You can check on the indexation. You can check on the area also, because we cover a lot for the research interest and also research domain for your papers. And this is also another publishing platforms which is attached with Research Synergy Foundations. So the first one is the F1000 research for the Research Synergy Foundation, and it is already indexed in a Scopus Q1 and also Q2. So we are the official gateway in F1000 research. And F1000 research is actually belongs to Taylor and Francis. So I believe that all of you already recognize about the reputations of the Taylor and Francis, which is considered to be one of the top big 5 publishers in the world. And then not only with the Taylor and Francis, but we also have a partnership also with the Emerald. And then we will have also the program with them, for example, like the Southeast Case Writing Studies, Southeast Asia Case Writing Studies, yeah. So it means that you can also submit your case writing for teaching, not for the research, yeah, but for teachings to be published in a Scopus journal, and it is free. And then for the next is this is also one of the capture of our gateway in F1000. So this is in our Research Synergy Foundation gateway. It's already 204, currently 204 articles that are published in our gateway, and then most of them are already indexed in also Scopus. And this is the Scopus idea of the F1000 research, and this is the SIMAGO for the quartile 1 and also quartile 2. And this is our upcoming conference. As I mentioned before, that we invite all of you also to be part of the conference, not only as the attendee. You can also increase your capacity also, that you can also experience to be the presenters that is going to be presenting your research paper, sharing your findings to the global audience. And then also, if you are also have the capacity, and we can also connect with you, and then we can also invite you to be one of the session chair or one of the moderators in this international conference. And later on, if you are also interested to be the keynote speaker, so we must see also the portfolio of you, and then we can invite you also as the keynote speaker if you already have a high expertise and also track record in terms of the publications. And this is the nearest one, I think in May. In May, it's still in the virtual mode. In June, also in the virtual mode for the 11 meses. And then for the hybrid one, this is interesting because we will conduct this conference in July 8 and also 9 this year in Busan. It's collaborating with the Universitas Sangga Buana. And then in Busan, we also have the collaborations with the Tongmyong University, Busan Republic of Korea. So if you want to foster collaboration with the network in Korea, so please do join our conference in Busan. And there are also a keynote speaker, really high notable keynote speakers coming from Asia, from Europe, and then also from the WURI, or the World University Ranking of Innovations. So the founder and chairperson from the WURI ranking also will be there on site. And not only that, so we will also have the industrial visit. We will have like a research sharing discussion or the learning visit, curriculum discussions also with the Tongmyong University Korea. And then this is also, if you are in the education, so we invite you to join the ICLED that will be in October 6th. And if you are in the Makasit studies, in the Islamic studies, so feel free also to join our conference with the in 2nd of Memphis, and it's collaborate with the Makasit Institute and also the ISTAC IIUM. So it will be happen on the August 26 and also 27. And then in September, we will go to Osaka, Japan. So if you want to visit Japan, and particularly in Osaka, so we can also meet there for the 10 IBEMs in Osaka, Japan. And then this is in Samarkand in Uzbekistan. So our conference will be on October 7 and 8. So feel free also to join our conference in the ICSRD or in the habeas. It's for the medical, for the healthcare, and also for the ITs is actually in the Islamic studies. And then we have also the study tour program, not only the international conference, the mobility programs also in Bangkok in November 3rd. So it is collaborating with the Sinamatra University, Bangkok, Thailand. And this is call for the reviewer. So feel free. So this is an open invitation for all of you if you want to join our reviewer hub and get these benefits to you as the reviewer. So feel free to join our reviewer. And the last but not the least is once again, welcome to our global research ecosystems. So in the community platform in here, globalresearchecosystem.com, so you can scan the QR code, or you may just simply click the globalresearchecosystem.com. So we can continue our discussion there. We can continue also to foster more research collaborations, because currently there are already around 4,600 scholars that already join in our community platform. So I think in this 10 ESBEM is a good opportunity also that we can continue our communication and also our collaboration there. All right, so thank you so much for your attention and looking forward for more collaborations with all of you. Thank you so much. And then please have a great discussions during the presentation sessions. And then I will give the floor back to Ms. Vina. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Mawati, for your comprehensive information about the global research ecosystem and also for your endless support at this international conference. It really means a lot to the organizing committee. So before we continue to the next agenda of the 10th ASBM, so on behalf of the organizing committee of the 10th ESBM, would like to say thank you and appreciation to Ms. Mawati for your endless support for this international conference. Okay, so after this, we would like to continue the agenda for the 10th ESBM, which is the group conference photo session. So for all the participants or audience, please get ready and give your best smile. So right now, we're going to workshop from the Research Synergy Press. So today we are honored to have Mr. Muhammad Arif Abdullah as the MSM, as the Managing Director of the Research Synergy Press from the Research Synergy Foundation. So he will deliver a workshop on from submission to publication, a practical walkthrough of international journal editorial process. So this is very important for all of you who wants to proceed to the publication process after the conference. But before Mr. Arif deliver the workshop, let me read out his profile first. Muhammad Arif Abdullah, STMSM, is a Master of Science in Management, graduate from School of Business and Management, Institute Technology Bandung. And during his studies, he contributed to multiple collaborative projects, including a feasibility study of cloud computing architecture conducted with PIK ITB and Entity Data Japan. He also served as a research officer for a joint project between LAPI, ITB, and Plan International, supporting research activities and project implementation. After graduating from SBM ITB, he has built his career in industry with professional experience across the healthcare sector, as well as infrastructure and construction companies. His background combines research-based project work with practical exposure to complex multi-stakeholder industry environments. So please welcome, the floor is yours, Mr. Arif Abdullah.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Vina. Let me share the screen first. All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Today, we will explore the journey of a research manuscript from submission to publication in an international journal. Many researchers focus primarily on conducting good research, but the publication process itself is often less understood. Through this session, we will walk step by step through how journal editorial systems actually work, from submission, screening, peer review, revision, and finally publication. So many researchers have experienced the same situation. You submit a paper, receive a confirmation email saying received, and then you hear nothing for weeks or even months. You're wondering, how is my paper going? Then suddenly the decision arrives, often a rejection, leaving you wondering what actually happened behind the scenes. The reality is that publishing is not only about research quality. Understanding how the editorial system works is equally important. Many manuscripts are rejected even before reaching peer reviewers during the editorial screening stage. By understanding the editorial process, we can reduce the uncertainty and make better decisions when submitting our work. There are several common myths about journal publishing. The first myth is that if the research is good, it will automatically be accepted. In reality, strong research can still be rejected if it does not fit the journal scope, or if the contribution is not communicated clearly. The second myth is that reviewers are trying to make things difficult for authors. Actually, reviewers are responsible for maintaining the quality and credibility of scientific literature. The third myth is that the process is random. It may feel unpredictable because we do not see the internal workflow, but in fact, there is a structured editorial system guiding each decision. In this session, we will open the black box of the journal publication process. We will walk through the complete journey of a manuscript. First, we will discuss how to prepare before submission. Then we will explore the editorial screening process, often called desk review. After that, we will examine how reviewers evaluate manuscripts, how authors should respond to revision requests, and what happens after acceptance. By the end of the session, submitting a manuscript should feel less like a matter of luck and more like a process that you clearly understand. One of the most common reasons papers are rejected is not because the research is poor, but because the manuscript is submitted to the wrong journal. Choosing a journal is like choosing the right stage for a performance. Even a great song can sound wrong if it is performed in the wrong show. When selecting a journal, authors should evaluate several factors: whether the scope truly matches the research topic, whether the target readers are appropriate, whether the journal has credible indexing and reputation, and whether the publication timeline is realistic. If the topic does not match the journal scope, editors may reject the paper after reading only the title and the abstract. So pay attention to the aims and scope of the journal when you want to submit your paper. Author guidelines may seem long and tedious, but for editors, they serve as an early indicator of the author's attention to detail. Many manuscripts fail at the submission stage not because the research is weak, but because the technical requirements are not followed. These include reference style, heading structure, journal templates, word limits, and ethical statements. Many cases that authors send the manuscript in the wrong template. Most of them did not really carefully about author guidelines. From an editorial perspective, if the author does not carefully follow the basic instructions, editors may question whether the research methods were conducted carefully as well. There are several common mistakes that often trigger early rejection. Sometimes the abstract tells a general story but does not clearly state the research contribution. In other cases, the research gap is not explicitly explained, forcing readers to guess why the study matters. Other issues include high similarity scores, weak academic language, and unclear argument structure. Editors often make their first judgment within the first few minutes of reading. If the contribution is not immediately visible, the manuscript may be rejected very quickly. So, what happens after you click submit? After submitting a manuscript, several internal steps take place before the paper even reaches reviewers. First, the journal performs an administrative check. This includes verifying formatting, required documents, and ethical compliance. Next, the editor-in-chief performs an initial screening to determine whether the manuscript fits the journal scope and whether it is strong enough to proceed to review. If it passes this stage, the paper is assigned to a handling editor who will invite reviewers. Therefore, if a rejection arrives very quickly, it usually comes from the editorial screening stage rather than from reviewers. Or the editor sends the author preliminary revision to revise either words count or paraphrasing to reduce plagiarism check. What editors look for? When editors read a new submission, they evaluate several key questions. First, is the manuscript aligned with the journal scope? Second, does it provide a clear and meaningful contribution? And third, are the research methods credible? Editors also evaluate whether the writing is clear and whether there are any ethical concerns. Editors act as gatekeepers who protect the journal's quality and identity. To pass this stage, authors must write for a reader who is intelligent but very busy. So why papers get desk rejected? Desk rejection occurs when the editor decides not to send the paper to reviewers. Common reasons include scope mismatch, unclear research contribution, outdated literature, unclear methodology, and poor writing structure. An important insight here is that many papers are rejected not because they are incorrect, but because they fail to convince the editor that they are ready for peer review. Editors must be confident that sending the paper for review is worthwhile. To reduce the risk of desk rejection, authors must make the manuscript easy to evaluate. The research gap should be clearly stated by explaining what we already know and what we still do not know. The introduction should end with a clear statement of contribution, not simply saying that the paper discusses something, but explaining how it contributes to knowledge. The research objectives and also research questions should explain explicitly in introduction. Authors should also ensure that the abstract highlights novelty
Very creative.
and the literature used is up to date. Editors cannot guess the contribution of a paper. It must be clearly stated. So once the manuscript passes editorial screening, it enters the peer review stage. Different journals use different review models, including single blind review, double blind review, or open review. Although the structure may differ, the core principle remains the same. The manuscript is evaluated by experts in the field. Reviewers are often the most attentive readers of your work because they carefully analyze every aspect of the study. Reviewers typically evaluate manuscript based on several key dimensions. They examine the originality of the research, the rigor of the methodology, the theoretical contribution, the implications of the findings, and the clarity of the writing. You can think of reviewers as scientific auditors. Their role is to determine whether the conclusions presented in the paper are genuinely supported by the data and analysis. After the peer review process, the editor makes a decision. Possible outcomes include acceptance, minor revision, major revision, reject and resubmit, or rejection. Acceptance without revisions is very rare. Most of the submissions will get revision even though just minor revision. Receiving a major revision decision should not be viewed negatively. In fact, it indicates that the editor believes the paper has potential and is worth improving. When reviewer comments arrive, the first step is to remain calm and analyze them carefully. Don't get upset. Separate the comments into two categories, major issues and minor issues. Major issues relate to the core substance of the research, such as theory, methodology, or analysis. Minor issues usually involve formatting, grammar, or typographical corrections. It is important to address the substantive issues first before focusing on minor corrections. Receiving critical feedback can be emotionally difficult. That is a normal experience for researchers. A helpful strategy is to avoid responding immediately while emotions are still strong. Read the comments once, take some time away from them, and then review them again with a calmer perspective. Strong revisions come from thoughtful analysis rather than emotional reactions. Think that the feedback from the reviewer is the opportunity to improve your paper. The most important rule during a revision is simple. Never ignore a reviewer comment. Every comment should receive a response. If you agree with the comment, implement the change and explain it. If you disagree, provide a respectful explanation supported by evidence. Reviewers mainly want to see that authors are taking their feedback seriously. In some cases, the authors just revise partially from reviewer comments. Sometimes they just send the manuscript without revise it, with the hope editor will not notice it. It is very wrong. You have to revise every comment from the reviewer. The response letter is a strategic document. A common and effective structure is to quote each reviewer comment. provide a concise response, and indicate exactly where the change was made in the manuscript. For example, authors can specify the page number, paragraph, or line where revisions were applied. A clear and well-organized response letter makes it easier for editors to evaluate the revision. Or maybe the author could do the highlight in different colors to provide the revision in their revised manuscript. So when you disagree with reviewers, it is acceptable to disagree. However, disagreement must always be expressed professionally and supported by scientific reasoning. A helpful approach is to acknowledge the reviewer's comment, explain your reasoning respectfully, and clarify how the manuscript has been improved to address the issue. The response letter should remain constructive and avoid turning into a personal debate. During the revision stage, several mistakes can reduce the chance of acceptance. Some authors become defensive in their responsive. Others respond to comments but fail to actually revise the manuscript. Another common problem is inconsistent revisions across different sections of the paper. Editors can easily distinguish between superficial changes and genuine improvements to the research. So, acceptance does not mean the process is finished. After acceptance, the manuscript enters the production stage, which includes copy editing, typesetting, and proofreading. During this stage, small errors may appear, such as formatting issues, misplaced tables, or typographical mistakes. Authors still have an important role during the proof stage to ensure accuracy. When the author receives the letter of acceptance or LOA, that doesn't mean the manuscript will publish. The author have to understand that they have to check carefully about the formatting issue. If the author did not concern about it, it will hinder the paper to be published. So the proof stage is the author's final opportunity to check the article before publication. Authors should carefully verify names, abbreviations, tables, figures, equations, references, and any typographical errors. Once the article is officially published, correcting errors becomes much more complicated. So please pay more attention regarding the name of authors, first author, second author, and so on, and also corresponding authors, including the email. Please make sure that the abbreviations and country has already fixed. Publication ethics from the foundation of scientific integrity. Author must avoid plagiarism, self-plagiarism, and practices such as salami slicing, where a single study is divided into multiple minimal papers. Authorship manipulation is also a serious ethical issue. Academic reputation is built over many years, but it can be damaged very quickly by unethical practices. In the modern publishing environment, predatory journals can appear very convincing. Authors should verify whether the indexing claims are legitimate, whether the editorial board is credible, and whether the peer review process is transparent. Promises of extremely fast acceptance without revision are usually a warning sign rather than a benefit. Don't believe if someone or publisher guarantee that your paper will publish or your paper will not get any revision. It is probably a predatory journals. Publishing is not only about producing many papers. It is also about building a meaningful academic profile. Authors should consider the quality of the journal. the relevance to their research field, and the potential citation impact. Maintaining research profiles on platforms such as ORCID and Google Scholar can also improve visibility. Often, one highly cited paper is more valuable than several papers that receive little attention. Indexing journals is one of the ways to check the quality of the journals. The more reputable indexer the journals have, the more quality of the journal is. So to summarize the discussion, publishing is a process rather than a single event. Editors and reviewers are not adversaries, but partners who help maintain research quality. Revision is a normal and essential part of scientific progress. Understanding the editorial system helps researchers navigate the publication process more effectively. As a final message, remember three key principles. First, select your target journal early in the research process. Second, write clearly for reviewers so that your contribution is immediately visible. Third, develop resilience. Rejection is a normal part of academic publishing. Successful researchers are not those who never face rejection, but those who continue improving and submitting their work. So, Research Synergy Press publisher published more than 20 international journals covering various fields, including social sciences, education, business, engineering, sustainability studies, governance, and health sciences. These journals aim to provide platforms for researchers worldwide to share knowledge and contribute to scientific advancements. We are publisher that provide quality journal with transparent peer review process and also credible editorial team and reviewer. This slide highlights several achievements of Research Synergy Press during 2025. During 2025, we have 1,359 authors, 419 articles published from 29 countries and 251 institutions. Our journals also indexed in 8 reputable indexers such as Copernicus, EBSCO, Cinta, ProQuest, ASCI, and others. Our articles recorded in more than 400 university library databases such as Harvard Library Catalog, Stanford University Libraries, Brown University Libraries, and many others. These achievements reflect our continued commitment to supporting global research dissemination and quality of publication. So we welcome researchers to publish their work through Research Synergy Press. For more information about available journals, submission guidelines, and indexing information, please visit our website at journals.researchsynergypress.com. So thank you for your attention. I hope this session has provided a clear understanding of how the International Journal editorial process works.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Arif, for your comprehensive information. So maybe for all the participants, if you perhaps have any questions, you can ask it on the Zoom chat box, and later on, Mr. Arif will answer it in the Zoom chat box. And as for Mr. Arif, on behalf of the organizing committee, would like to give a token of appreciation, and for that, we would like to invite Ms. Santi Rahmawati, MSM, as the founder and CEO of Research Synergy Foundation, to give a token of appreciation for your material today, for your speech today. So please welcome Ms. Santi Rahmawati.
All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Arif Abdillah, on behalf of Research Synergy Foundation, that you already shared about the practice from the submissions up to the publications, and particularly the experience from the point of view of you as the managing director of our publisher in the Research Synergy Press. And based on the Zoom chat, so I think you received quite many questions. So perhaps you can also trying to answer it later on the Zoom chat box. And then thank you so much for sharing once again. And we believe that these topics will bring benefits to all of the participants in the 10 ESBAM, and then make them more confidence in submitting the paper and also publishing in the journals, particularly under the Research Synergy Press. So thank you so much, Mr. Arif Abdillah, and please receive this token of appreciations. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. You're very welcome.
Right. So thank you once again to Muhammad Arif Abdillah and also Mrs. Santi Rahmawati. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants and attendees of the 10th ESBM, we'd like to announce that we are going to start the academic presentation session in this main room. And then, let me see. We are going to have the academic presentation session in this main room, and then the session chair will be Dr. Arbia Hilali from Taibah University, Saudi Arabia. And all participants who will be presenting and attending the session, please get ready because we will start the session in a few minutes. And then we are now waiting for the session chair, and we will start in around 10:30 for the presentation session. Meanwhile, if you still have any questions for Mr. Arif Abdillah, you can answer it on the Zoom chat box. And also, yeah, I think Mr. Arif has a lot of questions coming, and then he will answer it later on the Zoom chat box for the related to the publication and also international journal recommendation. So, for this academic presentation session in this main room, we will have Dr. Arbia Hilali sharing from Taibah University, Saudi Arabia, and the track will be Sustainability Studies, Disaster Management, Management Science, Entrepreneurship, and Business Analysis. We will have around 7 presenters. So maybe I would like to, since we are going to start around 10:35 for our academic presentation session, I would like to invite again Mr. Arif to answer directly some of the questions maybe. Yeah. So Mr. Arif, are you still here with us? If Mr. Arif is still here with us, I would like to invite again.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Okay. So I would like to read some of the questions from, I think because your material is quite interesting to the presenters. So for the audience, so one question is from Dr. Anna. So how do authors make their papers convincing so the papers can have the potential to be published?
Yeah, actually, that the first that the authors should do is read carefully about the author guidelines, because every journals has sometimes has a very distinctive author guidelines, and also the important thing is the authors can show the originality of their researcher. They have to state explicitly. So because most of the authors did not write explicitly about what are they want to do, what are they want to research, and what the contributions of the research is. So to convince the editors, mostly in abstract or in introduction section, the author should state it explicitly, what are they want to do, the research objectives stated explicitly, the research question stated explicitly, and also the research contribution and the novelty also have to state it explicitly. So so the editors, when they read the manuscript, they know that, oh, these authors want to say and want to contribute in the knowledge area or in the practical area, like this and like this, something like that.
All right. So it means that the author needs to be clear and rigid or explicit in their abstract and introduction for most importantly, yes. So that will hook the editors in reading the paper.
Yes, because sometimes actually the topic is very good. The topic is up to date, but they did not write it. They did not deliver it in a good way, or maybe in a structured way. So when editors try to read the manuscript, sometimes they confuse what are the author want to talk about in this paper. What are the authors want to show, or want to contribute with their research, uh, with this paper. So the editors will confuse. Once the editors confused about one paper, so I think they changed to another manuscript, the other manuscript to check the manuscript that with a clearer statement, with the clearer research contribution, with the clearer the novelty of the research, something like that.
All right. Thank you for your answer. So maybe I will pick around two more questions, because some of the questions also are quite practical and maybe information from you that you can answer it later. And then the second question coming from Milo Audrey. So for new researchers like graduate students, what practical strategies can help improve the chances of publication?
Okay. uh, I think for the new researchers, like graduate students with maybe uh, a minimum experience of still minimum experience of research publication. Uh, the first thing, based on my experience, try to submit to the international journal, maybe with the uh, middle to low indexation, or middle to low quality. Why? Because the higher quality of the journals, it means that the competition is tight. You have to show the quality of your paper with another researchers with maybe the more experience and maybe the senior researchers. So when you still new, uh, the main goals of your papers is published in international journal with maybe in medium indexing, because it will the competition is lower than when you try to submit to high indexation, such as maybe Scopus or Web of Science. Uh, since you get any more experience to do the research, and then you have maybe many research publication in a medium international journal, so you have you have what we call you can go to the high reputation or high indexing international journal, because the quality of your paper could be improved. I think maybe uh, one of the strategy to one of the strategy publication for the new researchers or graduate students.
Okay, so I think Mr. Milo already has the answer. And later on, can also follow Research Study Foundation in Instagram. We also have many information going on there and also workshops similar to this. Maybe last question to Mr. Arif. So what tools can researcher use to manage references and citation while writing a paper?
Mm, I think there is no specific tools from my experience. Well, maybe some the most I think what application or uh, maybe application or web that we use to check the references is sometimes Google Scholars, because most of the references is recorded in Google Scholar, so we can check is the citation or maybe references in every manuscript uh, is really exist, because some of the authors cite or write the references, but after we check in the uh, Google Scholars and maybe other, like maybe if they write the DOI number, we can check the web doi.org. Uh, we can check if this reference is still exists. So if reference exists, so maybe that the tools that we can do to use to check the reference. And if you want to get any references, you can go to the many uh, indexer to provide the reputable international journal, so you can do the citation. You can read every paper in that journals. You can cite it to your paper. It could be maybe in Scopus, or maybe in some another indexer such as EBSCO and maybe ProQuest. Uh, in Indonesia, we have Sinta or Garuda, the databases. So you can find another the reputable databases to get the references, the citation. But well, if you want to manage references and citation in your paper, sometimes we use it manually, maybe in the document, in Word document. If you want to check the format of the references, you can check the APA style. And like I said before, is Google Scholar. It could be useful to manage your references and citations.
Okay, thank you, Mr. So that means from the editor point of view that the editor will definitely check your references one by one. So it should be cross-checked between the references and also the actual paper you cite. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because every citations have to be appear in the references and vice versa. So sometimes the authors just put the citation and they not put it in the references. So the editor will be confused that uh, this the paper have many citations, but in the reference section, uh, maybe just a few reference that author write. So I think that have to be linked between the citations and also the references.
All right. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Arif, for your answer. So I think we hope that the answer from Mr. Arif already answered some of the question here, and maybe later on for other questions, because there are many others question in the Zoom chat box, you can answer it directly. So thank you once again, Mr. Arif, for filling out this Q&A session.
Okay, you're very welcome, Mrs. Vina.
Yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so thank you for staying with us throughout the session. Still, we are going to start our academic presentation in around a few minutes in 10:35. So right now we are going to a very short break. In a few minutes, we are going to get back. So for all the presenters, maybe you can start preparing for your presentation first. And then after that, we will start in around 10:35 for the presentation session. See you again in a few minutes.
We believe that everyone should have equal access to learn, share their knowledge, and enhance their research capabilities. Enhancement, empowerment, creating impact and value are the most needed aspects that researchers and scholars encounters. Recently, upholding integrity in the scientific process has become one of the issues that we are aware of and need to be tackled. To tackle the problem arising in the research communities, we should collaborate among all stakeholders to accelerate the impact to our society. Thus, Research Synergy Foundation support and commit to all stakeholders by creating a global research ecosystem.
We are a digital social enterprise platform that focuses on developing a global research ecosystem. We build collaborative networks among researchers, scholars, professors, and practitioners globally for the realizations of knowledge accelerations and to contribute more to society and humanity. From 2017 to 2021, more than 20,000 scholars have participated in our programs from Asia, Australia, Africa, America, and Europe continents. With the average of the increasing number of members by more than 5,000 each year, we continuously strengthen the global research ecosystem by having 4 support systems that are ready to help members from across the world.
First, we have ScholarVein. It's a system that we developed for scholars to contribute more. Supported by an established IT system and professional team. One of the superior services we provide is the Integrated International Conference Management and Operating System. ScholarVein system has been conducting the international conferences platform both in person and virtual effectively and efficiently in terms of time, cost, and resource. From 2017 to 2021, the system has served over 8,448 scholars from 85 countries. ScholarVein coverage areas include but are not limited to the online submission system, pre, during, post of conference, scientific review system, global marketing system, and publication system. all-in-one scholar system for transparency and credibility in every scientific forum and activity.
Reviewer Track is a home for thousands of researchers and reviewers from all around the globe,
with whom we partnered to create a global network to assist in the assessment and feedback of your research.
Artificial intelligence powers our reviewer track, ensuring that the scientific process runs smoothly and reliably.
The main goal is to emphasize the importance of the ethical process of blind or double-blind peer review. Call for reviewers and collaboration with our university partners are just a few of the projects under Reviewer Track. We also provide reviewer workshops and training, annual reviewers recognition event, and many more. As a result, Reviewer Track represents our dedication to uphold scientific integrity.
Research Negi Institute is committed to being your research learning partner by providing some learning programs such as online lecturing session, as expert forum, as editor forum, global research ecosystem network group, RSF Research Academy, scientific and academic writing e-coaching clinic series toward publication in reputable indexed journal. Research Negi Institutes provide the most needed research learning topics, cutting-edge research tools, and expert opinion from different backgrounds to put a global perspective for all researchers and scholars.
Research Synergy Press, we are providing and managing international journals for your institution toward global and reputable indexers.
The mission of Research Synergy Press is to deliver breakthrough professional journal management using strategic paper collaborations,
increasing diversity and resulting in good quality of scientific research for all researchers, professionals, and academicians through a standardized scientific process.
We help you to manage international journals to global standards. You can even publish your scientific work in our journals, conference proceedings, and books. And now, Research Synergy Press publishes more than dozens of international journals, conference proceeding series, and single conference proceeding. Empowerment and encouragement are the two keywords that drive our social programs for leveraging the impact, such as Conference Grant, International Service Program, Paper Writing Collaboration, Connecting Research Parties or Stakeholder Gathering, the Annual Social Entrepreneurship Challenge, Shared Value Co-Creation Programs. We believe that every individual, organizations, and research community has the same opportunity to share the value of creating an impactful program together with us.
As a social enterprise, our aim is to provide a good research ecosystem and platform for researchers to share, discuss, and disseminate their ideas. In addition, it helps you to improve your research and contribute to the knowledge. Therefore, creating social impact and value is our priority. On the other hand, you can collaborate with us to our worldwide scholars and initiate betterments
for the academic,
society, and humanity.
Agent of change.
Research Synergy Foundation Global Research Ecosystem is the perfect combination among researchers, scholars, professors, and practitioners. We embrace all of our members to lend in hand, take action for a better society, and grow together with the Research Synergy Foundation.
Yeah, so we already have Dr. Arbia here, our session chair for today. So good morning, Dr. Arbia. So I think in Dr. Arbia now is very early morning, yeah, Dr. Arbia, yeah. So before Dr. Arbia Laili sharing the session, allow me to read. Also, maybe we can announce first the tracks for today's academic presentation session.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you there?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm
Good morning.
good, Alhamdulillah. So quite early there in your city, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for being with
Probably
us
I
today.
didn't sleep
Oh,
because
after Sahur.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The same here. We also have Ramadan fast. Yeah. Okay. So we hope that everything went good there. So thank you for being with us today. So today we are going to have five tracks: sustainability studies, disaster management, management science, entrepreneurships, and business analysis. And then before Dr. Arbia sharing the session, allow me to read her profile first. So Dr. Arbia Halaili holds a PhD economic science. She works as assistant professor in different universities in Tunisia and other countries. And currently she works as an assistant professor at the Taibah University, Saudi Arabia. Her research are related in general to management and economics, in particularly supply chain management, transport and logistics, sustainability, digital transitions, and among others. So thank you once again, Dr. Arbia, for your support in this conference and for being with us
Thank you.
today. Yeah, so from now onwards, I will pass the session to be led by you. And now the time is yours to share the session. Please welcome Dr. Arbia.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much, Dr. Fina. And I want to thank you, all the members and the organization of this conference, for inviting me and to having me as a chairperson. I also want to say welcome to all the presenter and the participant of in this conference. So let's start by the first presenter, or the trick of sustainability studies. So first, Doctor, I need to have the link of evaluation, yeah?
Yeah, I will send it after this.
Yes, the link, where is? Could you share it with me?
Yeah, I can share it with you. So maybe you can also announce the name first for this presenter.
Yes, we have the first presenter is, wait, I'm back to the, so the first presenter is Malik, it's like this, Malik Wakar Hassan Awan, is to present today with us the paper named Towards Sustainability, the Role of Waste Management, Environment and Digitalization. So please, you can start, Doctor.
Okay, so Miss, are you listening properly?
The voice.
Mr. Malik, can you turn down the volume one of your device because it echoes in our side?
No, Miss. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
So, first, thankful for this wonderful opportunity. So, I present behalf of my colleague Dr. Mohammed Nasser and Miss Asfa Hussain. So my topic is our theme is catalyze resistance to tech drive increasing accessibility internships. So first, so now onward we start this. So
Can we, pardon me, can we have it in the full screen so we can see your slide better on the slideshow mode?
No, okay, Miss.
I think it's on the right, bottom right. There is a button like a screen. Besides, on the left of the Zoom, but right of your screen, there will be an icon that can show you the slideshow. Can you click it? So it will be on full screen.
Now you see my screen, Miss? Full screen?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it cannot be on slideshow, it's already okay right now.
You find it?
You can click the tab slideshow on the upper side. The tab, the option of slideshow, I think. I mean on the PowerPoint option slideshow.
No, can you see my slide now, Miss?
Not yet. Yes.
I think now you see my slide, Miss.
Yeah, I can see your slide, although not yet in full screen, but I think if you cannot find it, you can start.
Okay, Miss. So first, I go to the introduction. So eh, first, I talk about the background. So urbanization is challenging in different developed economies like Pakistan. There is 49,000 plus ton of solid waste generally is daily. So where I see the research gap, where is the problem? So most study focus on technical operation only, limited resources, administration of dual mediation roles. We have the we study about research gaps. So seven water and sanitation service company in KPK province, we have almost applied 4 under 6 across the management hierarchy. So
Yes.
so we talk about the research question: how does influence development, does environmental practice mediate the sustainability was waste management, does the digitalization mediate the sustainability waste management, do both mediator act generally or not? So we have different type of research objective also, like a empirical test of sustainability waste management, eliminate dual mediation using the different structure equation modeling, and providing the actionable policy recommendation of sustainability waste management. And we have some significance like the first study to test the joint again we strategy meditation in Vasa, bridge sensibility waste management digitalization and sensibility the literature. We are the some research problem we discussed at that moment. So when we go to the literature review, so in sustainability waste management and sustainability development, so when we go to effective sustainability waste management, we check the reduce pollution, create the different type of job, conservancy resources, integrating the CR system, approach the sustainability outcome. So when we go to the environmental practice as a mediator, so we go routine to mitigate harm and show the environmental compliance. We do proper international study, ISO to adoption up to the sensibility performance act 2, where we show the NNV mediate to the sensibility based management. So when we go to the hypothesis section, so where we show the digitalization as a mediator, where we see the IoT like internet on things, artificial intelligence, how they transform the waste monitoring and operational efficiency. Also, we do mobile apps and smart sensor to check the real-time collector data and digitalization, the mediator of accessibility waste management. And we go to the theoretical angle like RBY capability and animate strategy resources, different type of stakeholder theory, multi-actor pressure drive accessibility. So when we go to the detailed theoretical framework, where we go to the resource-based view, like how a organization gain advantage by via any immutable resources, how stakeable theory, like according to the Freeman 2021, we have multiple stakeholder like regulator, different type of communities, employees, drive sustainability, organization responsible to environmental and digital adoption, and we see the how a circular economy framework at that time. So where we go to the resource recovery, reuse, and recycling for long-term sustainability. Concept about we have a concept model pathway. Also, we have construction definition, sustainability, waste management, DIG tool, which include the IoT adoption, smart monitoring platform, AI, etc. So we go to the research design, research methodology, which include the research design, which include the quantitative crosswalk survey, uh, in KPK premise, which had 7 different sector population as sample. We in 40, I take 450 question area distributed from January to April 2025. We are which type of measures we take. So we how we scale this, how we digitize this analytical approach, which include the SPS at 26 distribution stat, three-stage process, fasting data scanning, then is CFA validity, and then we go to the third stage. At the end of do the mediated testing, bootstrap procedure, bias constructive, and equals zero. So with type of result we come when we approach this type of work likely ability or compact alpha value is greater than 0.80, that is very good for us. Complete variability which have the value of 0.70 for all the constructs. Convergent validity, every variation aspect, this descriptive validity where the and the common matter BI CFA model fit, how this model fit for this as to all the value you can see this there, and structure models as so this has also do drag effect. What is the this sustainability waste management is greater than mediator, how you see all the graph there, all the value is there. Key funding subsidy, what we do on behalf of this of key funding subsidy is sustainability waste management is a content that driver for sustainable development. Impact is amplified. What is the theoretical contribution? Extend RBY, ENV, and digital capability as animate resources. What type of curriculum will period research consistent with this? Extend Iqbal and Khan, this is a paper we have to determine the critical significance. Organization cannot be rely on accessibility alone. So what are the construct we do? KPK premise finding implement to the similar. What type of methodology we decide fast we study to join EMV per DIG, then we go to the rigorous system, then add to growing body for continuity research accessibility Pakistan. So policy implementation, what are the conclusion? So when we go to the accessibility waste management significant and positive drive what which type of limitation we face. So cross-sectional design, limited casual interface, single person, KPK, feature research, which include the longitudinal panel data to establish the casual cross-country comparison across the different Asia waste management system, green HRM and innovation and additional mediator. What type of policy implement for municipal authority? We do this type of step like integrate different type of pollution implementation for policy and making develop incentive framework for which include a remote IO sensor, GSC tracking, mobile phone, tablet, and AI for research and replicate in the sector and the economy. There's different type of military role for regulating the environment. So thank you for this session and it's done from my side.
Thank you very much, Ms. Melik. So for the presentation about tech sustainability.
Okay, miss, thank you.
So there is a one question from the audience here. Ms. Melik, Osman asks you, how can digitalization enhance water waste management practices?
Miss, can you explain, answer the question again?
How can digitalization enhance waste management practices?
So just with in waste, so first how I we enhance. So waste management is a systematic a process for handling waste from its generation to final disposable in a sustainable environment. So how the practice we do so first waste reduction, which include the reduction the amount of waste produced at the source. Example using reusable material instead of single use of plastic. Waste segregation separate waste into categories such as organic waste, recyclable waste, and heterogeneous waste. So then we go to the recycling, where we converting waste material into new product. Example, recycling paper, plastic, grass, and metal. Then we go to the composing, like decomposing organic foods, organic waste, which include the food, scrap, plant waste into fertilizer. Then we go to the safe disposal where like proper landfill management, waste incarceration with proper control system, digital waste monitoring using IoT sensor, GSC tracking, and smart waste bin to monitor waste collector and improve efficiency. So when we follow this type of practice, so we easily fulfill our goal.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So could you clarify, please, which factor is used or variables exactly you use it to define the waste management and environment and digitalization toward sustainability exactly? Or you just analyze the study in general? Did you?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just we select these factors based on the theory and literature. Like in solid waste management, is the core operation activity, while the environmental practice and digitalization act on the different type of capability that improve our sustainability outcome. Like previous study focus only on technical waste operation, but our current study integrate manager and technological dimension. So how do you define waste management? So in our study, waste management refer to a systematic process of waste collection, which include the segregation, transportation, treatment, recycling, and disposable aim, and maximizing our environment impact and our supporting sustainable development. The model is include the waste collection efficiency, our waste segregation and disposal system. So how do you define you have a environmental practice? So it include our that environmental practice refer to organization activity is designed to reduce and ensure regulatory compliance such as pollution prevention program, our environmental audit, eco reporting, adoption of the our environmental management system like iOS 14,001. So how we define sustainability development? Sustainability development refer to balance like program across economic, environmental, and different type of social dimensions described as a triple bottom line in the context of waste management. Sustainability include reducing environmental pollution, improve about the public health, and creating our environmental value through recycling and resource recovery. So why did not study engineering like this very common review question? So this study focus on different type of managerial and organization dimension of waste management rather than engineering design. Our many executive study are ready that our technical waste management technologies where our research contribute by explaining how our organization practice energy technology improve our sustainability outcome in sanitation institution. These are
Okay,
some.
thank you. Thank you for your clarification and your explanation for the question. Thank you very much for your presentation. And we have to pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
the next presenter is Salamat Rahmat Topu. The title of the study is Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises and Sustainable Business Practices in Indonesia, a Systematic Literature Review. Salamat is here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are Slamet Rahmatopo Susilo, Lisa Juniarti, and Ardi Firmansyah. And today we will present our research entitled MSMS and Sustainable Business in Indonesia, an analysis of financial practice, governance, and value creation in the micro, small, and medium enterprise sector. This study aim to systematical review and synthesis existing scholarly literature and on sustainable business practice among MMFs in Indonesia, with particular attention to environmental, social, and economic dimension of sustainable business. Before we begin let me brief outline the structure of presentation. First, we will start the sustainable gap. Then we will present research methodology. After that, we will describe the economic backbone. Next, we will discussion the financial strategic enabler, knowledge to sustainable and value creation, government and trust, knowledge to action, systematic oriented perspective. Finally, we will conclusion and future direction. Now, I will hand over the presentation to my partner, Mrs. Lisa Juniarti. Please. Mrs. Lisa Juniarti, please silakan to continue presentation.
Oke, thank you. Selamat. The economic backbone. Micro, small, and medium enterprise (MMFs) are undisputed drives of the Indonesian economy, fostering entrepreneurial culture and strengthening local supply chains. Research methodology. Systematic review. Adopt a qualitative systematic literature review (SRA) approach to ensure transparent and replicable synthetic of evidence. Data source utilize to Scopus database to identify high quality peer-reviewed journal article published within the last 5 years. Analyze. Apply thematic content analysis to code and interpret recurring pattern, focusing on environmental, social, and economic dimensions. I'm one. Sorry, Mrs. Slamet.
Wrong slide.
Wrong slide. Wrong slide. Next. Time one. Okay. Financial strategic enablers. Buying bookkeeping. Financial practices are not longer just operational tasks. They are strategic enabler for resilience. Strategic alignment, linking financial planning with long-term sustainability goals. Transparency, standardized reporting act as infrastructure for external legitimacy. Resource efficiency, financial discipline drives operational efficiency and waste reduction. Time 2. Sustainability and value creation. Traditional view. Sustainability is often viewed as cost burden or a regulatory compliant checkbox that drains resources from core business. Strategic view. Sustainability acts as a value multiplier. Green technology and responsibility sourcing drive innovation, exchange reputation, and build long-term competitiveness. Okay, theme 3. Slide. Governance and trust. The mediator. Governance structures mediate the relationship between internal practice and external stakeholder confidence. Transparency. Transparent disclosure reduce information asymmetry, making MSMEs more effective to investors and partners. Legitimacy. Ethical leadership and accountability are foundational conditions for translating capabilities into value. Therefore, knowledge to action. Dynamic capability building. Standard and policies and alone are insufficient. The transformation of knowledge into actionable capability is critical. Financial literacy. Empowering owners to understand green financing. Managerial competence. Leadership-oriented determined sustainability adoption. Digital transformation. Leveraging technology for efficiency and market access. Lanjut itu. Conclusion and future direction. To close the gap between discourse and practice, Indonesia required integrated policy framework that simultaneously strengthen financial literacy, government capacity, and sustainability alignment. Future research should focus on longitudinal studies and mixed method approach to capture the dynamic evolution of this practice. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Salmet. So I could ask you from the end, the conclusion. Could you please highlight the gaps, sustainability gaps between practices in Indonesia? What are the main gaps?
To close the gap between discourses and practice, Indonesian required integrated policy framework that simultaneously strengthen financial literacy, governance capacity, and sustainability alignment.
Thank you. So let's check for you one question or two from the audience here. So, for example, Mohammed Abbas asks you, how can strategic financial practices help business achieve long-term sustainability and operational efficiency? Did you got the question? How can strategic financial practices help business to achieve long-term sustainability and operational efficiency?
Can you repeat question?
How can strategic financial practices help business to achieve long-term sustainability and operational efficiency? You didn't got it?
I need some time to think.
Yes. Here is take you the side of financial practices. As you mentioned it also as a gap in the sustainability practices.
So, for the financial strategy, we need to have a strategic alignment and transparency, also the resource efficiency for the long-term sustainability. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to clarify something. How do you do this? Which methodology did you use it to realize this study or this literature review?
We use.
You didn't mention? Yeah.
Yes.
Which
we use systematic review, data source, and analysis. So we adopt a qualitative systematic literature review approach to ensure transparent and replicable synthesis of evidence, and utilize the Scopus database to identify high quality peer review within the last 5 years. Also the analysis, which is applied thematic content analysis to code and interpret recurring patterns focusing on environmental, social, and economical dimension.
Yes, very good. Yeah, excellent. But I think 5 years, it's not enough to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a short period, so you need maybe a long period to get more qualified results.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you very much, Salmet. Like this. So thank you very much for your presentation and for this nice study. And let's pass to the next one. Always in the track of sustainability. And now with Amadou Abubakar Mohammed, study titled Enhancing Value-Based Education Through Curriculum Reform, a comparative analysis of social studies and Islamic studies in Nigeria. Amadou is here. Miss Amadou?
Yeah, I think Mr. Adamo will present in video format. So for the participants can still ask question and we can put it in our forum later.
Yes.
My name is Adamu Abubakar Muhammad from Federal University of Kashere, Gombe State, Nigeria. On behalf of my colleagues, I am here to present our paper titled Enhancing Value-Based Education Through Curriculum Reform, a comparative analysis of social studies and Islamic studies in Nigeria. The background of this study: Nigeria faces severe socio-educational difficulties, including moral degradation and youth radicalism, which has prompted calls for value-based curriculum reform. Core disciplines such as social studies and Islamic studies seek to promote moral development and national unity, yet they are frequently taught separately, resulting in conceptual contradictions and missed opportunities to integrate civic norms with Islamic principles. Despite past recognition of the value of interdisciplinary learning, current integration attempts are mostly theoretical, lacking actual classroom application and failing to address impediments such as teacher preparedness and curriculum overload. So the purpose of this research, this study critically investigates the foundations, methodologies, and institutions that support the integration of social studies and Islamic studies in Nigerian tertiary institutions or Nigerian schools, with a focus on how value-based education is implemented in selected public and private secondary schools across various locations. The study intends to create an evidence-based integration framework based on Maqasid al-Sharia and civic education concept, with practical recommendations for curriculum developers, teacher educators, and policymakers. The purpose is to develop a strategy for effectively aligning social studies with Islamic studies to improve value-based education results in Nigerian schools. So the methodology. This study employs a qualitative comparative research approach to explore the conceptualization and execution of social studies and Islamic studies for value-based education in Nigerian schools, more especially the secondary school level. The research includes 3 primary data sources: 1, national and state level curriculum text; 2, semi-structured interviews; and lastly, non-participant classroom observations across 6 secondary schools, 3 public secondary schools and 3 private secondary schools in 2 geopolitical zones, that is Northeast and North Central, involving 22 participants. Classroom observations occurred over a 12-week term to compare instructional techniques and integration efforts. Thematic and qualitative content analysis were applied to evaluate data with a focus on Maqasid al-Sharia and civic value constructions. Rigorous methods, including data triangulation and member checking, were employed to enhance studies' credibility and analytical depth regarding curriculum integration practices. The findings. Despite the conceptual parallels in value orientation, the study's findings shows that social studies and Islamic studies are delivered in schools in fragmented ways, meaning that in separate ways as independent subjects. It identifies 3 key themes. First, teachers' independent approach results in parallel moral messaging without collaboration. 2, while there is some overlap in value target, such as civic responsibility and social justice, it is not systematically integrated. And third, structural barriers such as rigid timetables and limited teacher training impede integration of social studies and Islamic studies effort. The study suggests an integrative framework based on Maqasid al-Sharia and civic education. It advocates for shared learning goals and collaborative theme modules to improve value-based education in Nigerian secondary schools. So the recommendations. The study recommends the following. To enhance the integration of social studies and Islamic studies in Nigerian schools for value-based education, several recommendations are made. 1. Curriculum alignment and integration. Review and develop integrated curricula to highlight common values. 2. Teacher professional development. To provide interdisciplinary training for teachers to enhance value-based instruction, meaning that to combine teachers from Islamic studies and their counterpart from social studies. 3. Pedagogical innovation. To implement active learning strategies that combine civic and ethical education. Then 4. Assessment frameworks. To revise evolution or evaluation practices to assess moral reasoning and civic responsibility alongside knowledge acquisition. Second to the last, policy and engagement. To support integration through funding and collaboration with stakeholders to ensure cultural relevance. Lastly, resource development. To update learning materials to present integrated content effectively. By adopting these recommendations, Nigerian schools, both public and private schools, more especially secondary schools, can create a cohesive educational environment where social studies and Islamic studies reinforce each other, producing graduates who are not only knowledgeable, but also morally responsible, socially conscious, and prepared to engage positively with diverse communities. Then the conclusion of our presentation, this study focuses on the possibilities of curriculum reform that combines social studies and Islamic studies to improve value-based education in Nigerian schools. Both topics have moral aims such as justice and accountability, but have historically been taught independently, more especially here in Nigeria, resulting in value fragmentation. Educators may create a comprehensive learning experience that builds civic and ethical abilities while maintaining the identity of each topic by harmonizing their aims and tactics. The study recommends practical tactics like thematic mapping and interdisciplinary lesson preparation to avoid redundancy and demonstrate the interdependence of civic and religious principles. Finally, combining various disciplines can better educate students for diverse social circumstances, including ethical discernment and civic responsibility, pushing future policy to prioritize integration and teacher capacity building. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching and listening. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Abu Bakr, like this. Wait. Adamu. So you have so many questions here. Thank you for your presentation. So let's start. The question comes from Osman. How can integrating value-based education in Nigerian curricular impact national development? Or I can specify more this integration, how exactly it could be create value for sustainability, or what is the relation with sustainability?
Okay, Dr. Rabia, since Dr. Adamu is joining us through video, I guess he can answer the question later and we can do
yeah. Yes. Okay. So I could not read the questions. We pass for the next one. Doctor, Vienna.
Yeah, we can go to the next presenter.
For the next, yeah. So the next is, yes, we finish with the take of sustainability studies, and then we pass to the take of disaster management. And we have one study in this take, will be by the presenter Bella Babaginda, like this. So the title is of the study is Zakat and Wafq as a shock absorbers, assessing their role in mitigating household vulnerability after fuel subsidy removed in Nigeria. So, Miss Bella, if you are here, Bill, I didn't question. Let's go submit.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Adamu Abubakar Muhammad. On behalf of my colleagues, I am here to present our paper titled Zakat and Waqf as shock absorbers, assessing their role in mitigating household vulnerability after fuel subsidy removal in Nigeria. The background of our study: fuel subsidy remain one of the major economic reform affect the vulnerable in these years. The withdrawal of fuel subsidy in Nigeria is intended to resolve budget deficit and improve economic efficiency, but it has resulted in higher transportation expenses, high food prices, and inflation of the valuable commodities, particularly for low and middle income people. Islamic charitable instruments such as Zakat and Waqf have the capacity to provide community level help by addressing or redistributing wealth and promoting social safety. Nonetheless, empirical information on their effectiveness in mitigating household vulnerability in the face of these economic issues are or is very limited, highlighting the need for a focused study of their effect as adaptive social safety nets in Nigeria's changing economic situation. The purpose of this study: the study assesses the efficacy of Zakat and Waqf as measures for reducing household vulnerability after fuel subsidy reduction in Nigeria. It focuses on how they help to stabilize income, calm consumption, and strengthen livelihoods. Furthermore, the study examines the institutional and operational factors that influence the efficacy and sustainability of these Islamic philanthropic tools in the context of economic adjustment, with the goal of providing evidence-based insight for improving faith-based social protection strategies during similar of these fiscal reform. The methodology of our research: this study adopted a qualitative research methodology, combined a literature review and documentary analysis to examine Zakat and Waqf in mitigating household vulnerability after fuel subsidy removal in Nigeria. 85 sources from academic databases and policy reports from 2010 to 2025 were analyzed using thematic and qualitative content analysis. Also, deductive and inductive coding identified patterns in governance, distribution, institutional constraint, and resilience pathways, with triangulation enhancing analytical rigor are also adopted in the methodology for conducting this research. Then the findings. Zakat and Waqf help to reduce household vulnerability in Nigeria after fuel subsidy were removed through cash transfers, food aid, healthcare, education support, micro enterprise awards, and Qard and Hassel loans. The impact was greater in northern Nigeria with official Zakat boards. Effectiveness was dependent on governance, coordination, and integration with social protection, whereas decentralized informal system had limited reach, showing both resilience potential and institutional restrictions. So the recommendations based on the result of this investigation or research, the following recommendations are proposed. 1. Institutional strength and professionalization. Islamic philanthropic organizations should implement modern governance structures that emphasize openness, accountability, and digital record keeping. Standardizing data management methods and impact monitoring procedures will increase efficiency and public trust. 2. Strategic shift from relief to empowerment. While emergency help is still important, more focus should be placed on long-term empowerment programs such as micro-enterprises support, vocational training for youth and women, agricultural funding, more especially for rural areas where arable land is available, and educational endowment, more especially for the vulnerable houses. Structured worker-based development models can provide consistent support for long-term poverty alleviation efforts. Third, policy integration and collaboration. Government entities in charge of social assistance should consider establishing cooperation with Islamic charity organizations. Coordinated frameworks will eliminate redundancy, increase targeting accuracy, and reinforce national resilience plans in response to economic reforms. Second to the last, regulatory and legal framework developments. There is a need for standardized regulatory norms controlling Zakat and Waqf administration in Nigeria. A consistent national framework will promote institutional cohesiveness while maintaining regional autonomy. And then lastly, capacity building and stakeholder engagement. Administrators must get ongoing training in financial management, monitoring and evaluation, and strategic development planning. Furthermore, involving community leaders and beneficiaries in participatory planning can boost inclusivity and openness. So the last section is conclusion. This study investigated the impact of Islamic charitable methods on poverty reduction and economic resilience following the withdrawal of fuel subsidies in Nigeria. Based on qualitative data from recipient, administrators, and commodity stakeholders, the findings show that Islamic philanthropy serves as a crucial community-based safety net during times of economic turmoil. According to the research, tools such as Zakat, Sadaqah, and Waqf provided immediate relief in the form of food aid, cash transfers, and livelihood support, thereby protecting poor households from growing living costs. More importantly, where philanthropic initiatives were designed for empowerment, such as micro-enterprise finance and educational sponsorship, they increased adaptive ability and boosted household resilience. However, the analysis identifies institutional and structural limitations. Fragmented governance systems, poor coordination, insufficient digital infrastructure, and a lack of formal interaction with national social protection frameworks impaired the scalability and long-term impact of Islamic charity institutions. While these methods efficiently alleviate short-term misery and strengthen social solidarity, they cannot stand in for substantial economic reforms and inclusive public welfare policies. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching and listening. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice presentation. Also, this one is video, I think. Yes. Yeah. So I hope that the presenter is able of reading the questions from the audience to answer it.
Yes, the committee will later on send the
yeah, a very interesting subject, and there is so many questions that happened or comes to the mind to develop it more. So I hope this kind of studies will be more developed in the future. We pass to the next one. We pass to the trick of management science. We have Ramahda Alika with the study bridging the attitude-behavior gap in slow fashion conception among Indonesian college students through soft system methodology approach. Alika is here? Yeah.
Yes, doctor. Okay. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ramahda Nur Alika. I'm a master's student from management science from School of Business Management from ITB. Today, I'm honored to present our research on bridging the attitude-behavior gap in slow fashion consumption among Indonesian college students through soft systems methodology approach. Okay, so the global fashion industry contributes 4% to climate impacts and produce 92 million tons of textile waste annually, according to some research. Clothing production doubled since 2000, but the items are worn only 36% fewer times, make more increasing waste. In Indonesia alone, clothing spending rose over 40% within 2015 up to 2020, with fast fashion brands expanding, leading to a significant local waste crisis. To give us more understanding, let us compare between fast fashion and slow fashion. So fast fashion, it more prioritizes on the terms of speed and low cost, resulting in poor quality items meant to be worn a few times then discarded, relies on rapid trend cycles that encourage overconsumptions, while on the other hand, slow fashion prioritizes quality and ethics, creating garments built to last. So the production is also more mindful, the materials are also more sustainable, and workers receive fair treatment throughout the supply chain compared to the fast fashion one. So with all the information, we can come to the conclusion that slow fashion offers a clear solution, but there's a catch. For example, in Indonesia alone, Indonesian Gen Z voices strong environmental values, but often fails to act on them in fashion choices. And globally, over 65% of young consumers consider sustainability, but price, style, and brand outweigh ethics in 70% more purchases. So the research gap from all of the information is no prior studies apply soft system methodology to fashion consumption, especially on slow fashion adoption. Existing research relies more on surveys and individual psychological models. And on the other hand, no integration of theory plan behavior, failure action gap, and surface dominant or ST logic into one framework, because most studies use only one theoretical lens. Therefore, the study aims to identify key groups in Indonesia's fashion system, analyze how the current system sustains the gap, and develop practical collaborative interventions for change. And here's the integrated theoretical framework. So the study embedded three theoretical perspectives, which are the theory of planned behavior, the value-action gap, and service-domain logic. Together, they provide a complete lens for understanding how the attitude-behavior gap emerges from the interaction between individual psychology and systemic forces. So why SSM? Because this approach handles multiple stakeholder perspective, moves from problem diagnosis to actionable solutions, and generates culturally feasible changes. And here are the 7 stages of SSM, and the study will emerge into 3 steps here. The first step is rich picture, CATWO, and building conceptual model, and that will be a later, more explained later in the methodology. And for the data collection, the study involves semi-structured interviews and focus group discussion over 3 half-day sessions with 10 participants purposely sampled with 2 representatives in each stakeholder group, which consists of college students, fashion brand, policymakers, educators, and social media influencers. So here are the steps of the SSM process. The first one is rich picture. Rich picture is a visual representation of the problem's complexity, which captures relationships, conflicts, and processes within the ecosystem. And the second step is root definition. And in this step, it can also be called as CATWO analysis. CATWO stands for customers, actors, transformation, worldview, owner, and environmental constraints to define purposeful activity systems aimed at bridging the consumption gap. And the last step is conceptual model that represent the problem's complexity, which captures relationships, conflicts, and that further will be purposing the needed intervention. So here's the result for the rich picture. As we can see here, the student sits in the center and surrounding by all the other stakeholder groups. For example, here, the social media influencer facing the commercial dependency conflict with fashion brand, and between regulators and fashion brand, there are regulatory gap and enforcement gap. And students also face social conformity pressure, cost consideration, and etc. So the gap emerges not from individual failure, but from misaligned interaction across the entire ecosystem itself. Okay, so moving on to the CATWO analysis result from the customer, it can be seen that the primary customer is the Indonesian college student, while the society and environment is the secondary beneficiaries. For the actors that own the system is the students, fashion brands, educators, influencers, and policymakers. And for the transformation, fast fashion consumption is moving to more mindful and sustainable slow fashion adoption. And for the worldview, sustainable fashion can be desirable, accessible, and normative. And for the owners, not a single entity. So it's more on the cross-sectoral steering committee. And for lastly, for the environment, factors such as high price sensitivity, powerful social trends, influencer algorithms, weak policy enforcement, and brand cost structures is making a vital role. So in this last step, which is the conceptual model, there are 7 interventions that this study proposed, starting from establish multi-stakeholder steering consortium, and then conduct participatory ecosystem diagnosis, and etc., up until activity 7, which is monitor, evaluate, and adapt systems. So it's outlining 7 key activities for transformation, from establishing governance to co-creation platforms and policy frameworks with continuous monitoring. As we can see here, this is the feedback loop. So the conclusion is this study achieved 3 objectives using soft system methodology, which is rich picture maps stakeholder ecosystems that consist of students, fashion brands, influencers, educators, and policymakers, revealing misaligned interactions as systemic barriers. And Gateway analysis diagnosed how high-cost social norms and regulatory gaps sustain the gap by undermining perceived behavioral control. And the conceptual model delivers stakeholder-validated intervention with 7 proposed intervention or activities. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your this excellent presentation. Thank you very much. Excellent presentation, clear. Thank you for all. So we have. I have to ask you that you could remind, please, which methodology or method do you use it to develop this study?
I use a soft system methodology. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So soft system methodology it's a methodology where we see the problems more on the not as a single entity, but as all other stakeholders outside of one entity is also can be a vital problem to the problem that occur. So soft system methodology can handle multiple stakeholder perspectives from problem diagnosis to actionable solution.
Yes, thank you. So you have some questions from the audience. First question from May. She asked, how does fast fashion affect environmental sustainability compared to slow fashion?
Can you please repeat once more?
How does fast fashion affect environment sustainability compared to slow fashion?
Okay, so as we all know, fast fashion prioritize speed and low cost. So their productions focuses on more how to produce more products. So by doing more production, it could lead to more textile waste. So it could affect to the environmental issue compared to slow fashion. So for example, in one brand in slow fashion, they only produce once or 2 times a year compared to fast fashion. Fast fashion, they produce for 1 year, they produce more than since they follow season or trends, so they produce more than 4 times in a year compared to slow fashion. So fast fashion, as we can see here, fast fashion produce more textile waste compared to slow fashion.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your answer, Alika. And thank you very much for this nice presentation. I like it really. You are a very organized person. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
So we need all time to have excellent presentation like this, not to put as I critic all. We critic to progress, not we critic to is a constructive critical that we have a nice presentation with short sentences, and this is just the clear idea of the study. We put it in the PowerPoint, not a huge paragraph, a long paragraph that will be really stressful for the audience and for others to follow you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
So you have so many another questions from the audience. You could communicate with them and answer. So, yeah.
Maybe if you would like to discuss again some of the question, because since we have spare time from previous.
Oh, we have again time.
Yeah, we have spare time
so
from previous presenter.
Yes. So let's we get another question. 1 or 2 question for from the audience. Stay with us. So you have here a question from Angelino. Ask what systematic factors contribute to a persistent gap between positive attitudes towards slow fashion and the actual consumption behaviors of Indonesian college students? And how can soft system methodology identify leverage points for behavior change? So you could just give idea about just what you know. You don't go to specific points.
Okay, so for the first question, which is what systemic factors contribute to the persistent gap between positive attitudes towards slow fashion and the actual consumption behavior of Indonesian college students. So the systemic factors that contribute to the persistent gap is, I think, knowing that there are many stakeholders that contribute to the problem within the attitude behavior gap in the slow fashion consumption. That's the first one. So there's many stakeholders. Not only we can blame that Indonesian college student is the main issue with their behavior, but also there are regulators, regulators, and then the influencers, and also the fashion brand itself. And how can soft system methodology identify leverage points for behavioral change? So in the soft system methodology, we propose, we gather data collection by doing focus group discussions. So I think the leverage points for behavioral change, we gathered them directly from our respondents themselves. So I think.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you for your question. You have another for your answer. You have another one. Ask. Could the SSM approach be applied in other countries or contexts to address similar sustainability behavior gaps? Do you think that
Yes.
this will be?
Yeah. Yes, of course. SSM can be used in other area outside of Indonesia. From as reference, all of the references for these studies also came from other countries such as Europe and other emerging countries outside of Indonesia. Yes, it can be also used outside Indonesia.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We add another question, Doctor, or? If Clarence Andre Lino ask you if sustainable clothing is still considerably more expensive, so what economic mechanisms could realistically make slow fashion accessible to students or young people?
Okay, so here's the catch. So slow fashion, we can buy slow fashion not as a new product. We all know some fashion like thrift fashion, thrift stores. It's a secondhand fashion. It also can be counted as slow fashion adoption. So we can buy thrift fashion from thrift store as one way to adopt slow fashion consumption. So thrift store also over more affordable compared to the new product as slow fashion brand.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. So you have one question a little bit critical. So Ms. Moritz asked you what was, so first he said, thank you for the nice presentation. And then what was the basis for selecting only 10 respondents for this study? And is there any follow-up research based on what you presented?
Okay, so the basis for selecting only 10 respondents, it's because from all 10 respondents, I already gathered all the information needed for this study. So I stopped doing the interviews and starting to do focus group discussion because all the information that I needed from that we needed from all each stakeholders are already gathered. So and yes, of course, I do follow up research based on what I just presented.
Thank you, Alika, for your efforts. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think it's enough to give her so much question. Thank you very much for your nice presentation and with success. Hope you the success.
Okay,
Thank you.
Doctor.
So we pass to the next one. I think we finished with trade management science, and now we pass to trade internship. We have one study also with Adamu Abu Bakr Muhammad. So with the study designing and interdisciplinary TL framework linking Islamic studies, social study, and English for sustainable internship. So Adamu, I think he will be in video also.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Adamu Abu Bakr Muhammad from Federal University of Kashire, Gombe State, Nigeria. On behalf of my humble self and other colleagues, I am here to present our paper titled Designing an Interdisciplinary Technology-Enhanced Learning Framework Linking Islamic Studies, Social Studies, and English Proficiency for Sustainable Entrepreneurship. The background of our study is entrepreneurship education in developing countries frequently stresses technical abilities while neglecting ethical reasoning, civic awareness, and communication skills, limiting sustainability and inclusivity. Prior research on technology-enhanced learning has primarily addressed skill development in isolation, with little emphasis on integrating Islamic moral economy, social studies, and English to foster holistic entrepreneurial competencies. There is limited empirical evidence on multidisciplinary technology-enhanced learning frameworks that incorporate ethical, socio-cultural, and communicative skills for inclusive youth entrepreneurship, particularly in northern Nigeria. The purpose of our research is the study investigate how technology-enhanced learning might act as a catalyst for sustainable and inclusive entrepreneurship by incorporating Islamic moral economy concepts, social studies, pedagogy, and English communication skills. It seeks to evaluate technology-enhanced learning's impact on measurable outcomes such as entrepreneurial intention, ethical reasoning, digital literacy, and communication competence, and to compare these results to those obtained through traditional non-digital entrepreneurship education approaches, more especially in northern Nigerian secondary schools. The methodology, the mixed research methods were used in this study, where some selected northern Nigerian secondary and post-secondary schools examined, including 240 students and 24 teachers, who compared technology-enhanced learning to traditional education for over 12 weeks. Data from questionnaires, interviews, and observations were evaluated using t-test, ANOVA, regression, and thematic coding with triangulation, ensuring a thorough assessment of entrepreneurial, ethical, digital, and communication competencies. the findings of our research. Participants in the Technology Enhanced Learning Group reported higher entrepreneurial desire, ethical awareness, digital literacy, and communication confidence than their traditional counterparts. Surveys and interviews data indicated improved engagement with ethical decision-making exercises and digital business stimulations, while thematic analysis of classroom observations reveal enhanced collaboration and communication skills. Though outcomes are still self-reported and context-specific, teachers' interview report demonstrated widespread acceptance for the transdisciplinary and technologically enhanced approach. Student narratives show that the integrated model improves not just technical skills, but also motivation and ethical self-awareness. The findings also support the argument that language education should not be separated from entrepreneurship programs. Instead, communicating ability must be viewed as a fundamental entrepreneurial talent. So, recommendations. Based on the findings and conclusions of this study, the following recommendations are made. Number one, policy and curriculum reforms. Educational policymakers and curriculum developers or development authorities should establish multidisciplinary entrepreneurship frameworks that incorporate ethical principles, socio-cultural analysis, and communication competence in technology-enhanced learning settings. Entrepreneurship education should be recognized or reorganized to incorporate holistic learning outcomes such as moral reasoning, civic participation, and digital competence, in addition to commercialized expertise. Two, teacher professional development. Sustainable development or deployment of integrated technology-enhanced learning models necessitate ongoing professional development for instructors. Teachers need organized training in digital pedagogy, value-based instructional practices, and cross-disciplinary curriculum design. Capacity building projects should provide educators with practical skills for incorporating Islamic ethical themes, social studies analysis, and language development into entrepreneurial activities. Thirdly, investment in educational technology infrastructure. Governments, business stakeholders, and development partners should prioritize effective technology-enhanced learning deployment, should prioritize investment in digital infrastructure in secondary schools and tertiary educational institutions. Effective technology-enhanced learning deployment requires reliable internet connectivity, access to device, learning management system, and interactive digital tools. Expanding equal access to education technology promotes inclusivity and reduces digital disparities among students. So the conclusion, this study evaluates the efficacy of an interdisciplinary model of entrepreneurship education that incorporate technology-enhanced learning, Islamic moral economy principles, social studies viewpoints, and English language instruction. The findings provide solid empirical evidence that such integration improves important aspects of entrepreneurial practices or preparedness when compared to students who receive traditional training. Those exposed to technology-enhanced learning-based interdisciplinary framework displayed better levels of entrepreneurial purposes, stronger ethical awareness, improved digital literacy, and enhanced communicative competence. The findings show that entrepreneurship education cannot be restricted to technical business training alone. Rather, it necessitates a comprehensive instructional approach that fosters moral responsibility, socio-cultural awareness, digital fluency, and linguistic competency. By incorporating Islamic ethical ideas into entrepreneurial stimulations and digital initiatives, the study demonstrates how value-based education may build socially responsible, enterprise mindsets. Similarly, integrating school social studies increase civic consciousness and contextual sensitivity, while English language exercises improve market-oriented communication skills required in today's digital economies. To cultivate ethical, socially conscious, and globally competent entrepreneurs, the study recommends a unified curriculum that transcends disciplinary silos and utilizes technology. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amadou. Thank you, Ms. Amadou, for your presentation. So I think it's video also, this one. We hope to yes, it's video. We can recapitulate that Ms. Amadou present a paper about the framework linking of Islamic studies and social studies and English for sustainable internship. So I hope that he could see the questions of the audience and he could answer them. We pass to the next one, which is the Sheikh business analysis with Okalwan Eden. Here we have paper titled Exploring Diversity and Inclusion Practices on Survival of Small and Medium Enterprises in Oyo State, Nigeria.
Yeah. So Mr. Okan Lawan is already here, but I cannot see his account name. So I'm currently contacting him to see his name. Maybe if Mr. Okan Lawan can raise your hand or maybe can open your mic. Let me see.
Good morning.
Yeah, okay, we already see you.
Yes.
All right. The committee can turn the account to co-host and then Mr. Okan Lawan can share the screen.
Good morning,
yes,
everyone.
Yes, you can start.
I'll be presenting a paper titled Exploring Diversity and Inclusion Practice on Survival of Small and Medium Enterprise in Oyo State, Nigeria. The pivotal role of small and medium enterprise.
Sir, you could share the presentation or not?
Maybe we can help him to share the screen and then Mr. Okan Lawan can just say next on the slide. Yeah. Can you see our slide now, Doctor?
Yes, I can see.
Yes, it's okay.
You can say next if you want to go to the next slide.
Okay, thank you. Next. No. It's not showing next on my screen, man.
Yes.
So can I move on?
First page. Next page.
The second page. Thank you. The pivotal role of small and medium enterprise in job creation, poverty reduction, and promotion of sustainable economic growth has been acknowledged in research studies. SMEs play a significant role in economic development and employment creation. In Oyo State, Nigeria, small and medium-sized enterprise survival is critical due to the economic prominence, complexity, population density, among others. The survival of enterprise constitutes the fundamental foundation for all production and innovation activities, according to ESBEM 2023. SMEs form the majority of Nigerian business, and it accounts for 40 to 60% of gross domestic product (GDP), as reported by Ajamgbag et al. 2003 and Innocent et al. 2024. Next slide, please. According to Tolsev et al. stated that stressed that the survival rate of SME is notably lower, and with the extension of the survey period, this disparity has significantly widened. This signifies a pressing need for improvement in the survival environment for extensive number of small medium in Nigeria. Ibrahim et al. 2004. However, the sustainability of SMEs is difficult to manage. According to Christianity 2019, also reported inability to address issues that may lead to a bankruptcy. Thus, it is necessary to understand how many years it takes to survive and what factors influences it. In today's globalized and interconnected business environment, SMEs are increasingly recognized as the value of a diverse workforce for long-term success. Next slide, please. People's statement of the problem. People still face exclusion and isolation from informal social networks and find it difficult to build monitoring relationship as a result of bias and social group membership. This has resulted in negative impacts such as exclusion from managerial position, which is in turn affect SME survival. Hence, for SMEs to survive in current business environment, effective diversity and inclusion system is paramount. On this note, this study intends to investigate the impact of diversity and inclusion practice on survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria. Next slide. Aims and objectives of this study: to assess the effect of age practice on survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria; to examine the influence of gender, that means sex, male or female, practice on survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria; to find out the influence of ethnic practice on the survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria; to appraise the influence of skills and experience practice on the survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria; to examine the effect of social inclusion practice on the survival of SMEs in Oyo State. What are my research questions? How do age practice impact on survival of SMEs in Oyo State? Do gender practice have significant impact on survival of SMEs? To what extent do ethnic practice, we have different kind of ethnics in Nigeria, and we want to know to know what extent do ethnic practice impact on survival of SMEs in Nigeria. What is the effect of skills and experience practice on survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria? How does social inclusion impact on survival of SMEs in Oyo State, Nigeria? Next slide. Okay, research design. Research design refers to how data collection and analysis are structured in order to meet the research objective through empirical evidence economically. The research design adopted for this study is survey research design, and the operation of small and medium-sized enterprise in Ibadan Municipal Councils was selected as the case study. Survey research design provides the researchers with a comprehensive understanding of the phenomena being studied through the collection of participants' responses and in-depth understanding of real-life experience relevant to the research study. The research design was preferred because the study needs to explore the impact of diversity and inclusion practice as a determinant factor of survival of small and medium enterprise in Oyo State. We have table 1. Next slide. It's talking about distribution of respondent by sex. We have category, which is male and female. The respondent is 47 for male, and for female, we have 39. And the percentage is 54.6, and for female, we have 45.4. And the total is gave us 86 and 100%. And when you're talking about For category distribution of respondents by marital status, people that are married, we have single, which are 32, married 40, widow or widower, which is 6, and the percentage for the single is 37.2, for married 46.5, for widow we have 7.0, and for divorcee we have 9.3. Distribution of respondents by educational qualification. Non-formal education, people that didn't go to school at all, that did not pass through educational system, we have 18 for the respondents. We have for primary school education alone, we have 23. For secondary school alone education, we have 26, and post-secondary school education, which is 19. And for the percentage, you have 20.9, 26.7, 30.2, 22.1. For table 4, distribution of respondents by business workforce. Less than 10 workforce, we have 32 respondents. Less than 49, 10 to 49, we have 40. 49 to 199, we have 6. And for the percentage, we have 37.2, 46.5, and 7.0. Distribution of respondents by business years of operation. This means the number of years they've been in the business. Well, less than 1 year is 32, 5 to 5 years, we have 40, 6 to 15, we have 6, and 16 years and above, we have 8. What table 6 is talking about, distribution of respondents by post. Owner of the business is 35, we have 55 respondents. Manager, we have 31, the percentage is 63.9, and the manager's percentage is 36.1. In conclusion, age practice, gender practice, ethnic practice, and skill. Ethnic practice, skill, and experience practice have significant impact on SMEs survival in Ibadan Municipal Council, Oyo State, Nigeria. In addition, the findings also reveal that social inclusion have no significant impact on SME survival. This means that recognizing the benefit of diversity, particularly in terms of age practice, gender practice, ethnic practice, and skill and experience practice can guide SMEs towards the formulation of effective diversity management strategy that will improve their survival. Recommendations. This study recommends, based on findings, that policy should be developed to promote equal treatment and opportunity for every employee, regardless of their age, gender, ethnic groups. By doing so, SMEs will be able to enhance the employee creative potential and improve their sustainability. Moreover, SMEs should pursue training and development. This is very important. They should try and go for trainings, and in order to develop their mental health and to develop themselves, and develop training and development that enhance employee awareness on diversity, reduce discrimination, and promote cultural sensitivity in the workplace. Furthermore, initiatives that promote diversity and inclusion in SME should be considered by policymakers at both regional and national boundary. And this will improve their livelihood, this will improve their business, it will improve their businesses also. So finally, other studies should be conducted in other geographical location to generalize the findings of these current studies. These are some of my references. Thanks for your attention. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Eden, for your nice presentation, for this good study. Excellent. So you have could you remind me which are the variables that you use it to analyze this study? You said that you get 100 respondents, and you used the multiple regression analysis, yeah? So what are the main variables used here? Did you listen? Open your mic, the mic. The mic, please, sir. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, now.
You can.
Yes, now we can hear.
Yeah, you can come again, ma.
Mm-hmm. I repeat the question.
Hello. No, yeah, you can repeat the question.
Yes. Which are the main factors or variables that you use it to analyze the study?
The network is bad over here.
Which are the variables? You used 5 independent variables. Here you mentioned the methodology using multiple regression analysis, and you got 100 repens from your sample. Mm-hmm. I think he have a problem, internet problem, or
Yeah, I think the connection, yeah, Prof.
no, the
internet.
The voice.
Yeah, and we don't have his video as well. Maybe Mr. Kanlawan can later on also answer the question in the Zoom chat box if he cannot join us again here in this Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the connection problem. Yeah, so with that, I think that's our last presenter for today, Doctor.
Yeah, this is the end one.
Yeah.
I want to thank all the presenter for their efforts and for their nice study. So I finished the end evaluation here. Yes.
Yeah, so maybe a bit of insight from the session chair today for all the presenters, Doctor.
Yes. You asked me?
Yeah, maybe some insight from you as the session chair for all the presenters today.
The recap, the sentence mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some messages for the presenters.
Yeah, I think all the so the studies are very important. I think are all related to sustainability. So some audience need to get answers from Amadou, but he just in video. Hope next time he will be with us. So the main comment that I need to mention as every time for the presenter is to get a nice and clear organized presentation. Means the presentation need to be simple, short, with short sentences in every slide, that we don't need to write a long paragraphs in one slide, and we stay reading. This is some kind of classical method. It's not good. So you have to recap as Alika do today. She really done a very good presentation. So you could recap or summarize your idea in one figure, for example, in one table, and then you mention the reset of ideas in highlights, like short sentences, just so you don't need to make a presentation with long paragraphs. This is not professional at all. This is my advice all time for my students and for for anyone who want to get really to be attractive in one conference or any event, or to take the attention of the audience, because people, they don't care to focus in long paragraph or to listen to you too much. 5 minutes you read some sentences, they will not be concentrate with you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the insight. Maybe for the next presentation, can also next presenters who wants to join can also do the advice that you mentioned. So once again, thank you very much for Dr. Arvia. Thank you also for the all presenters who already present their paper. So after this, we would like to move on to the certificate of presentation distribution. Moving on to the next agenda is the e-certificate of presentation for all presenters. So please welcome again Dr. Arvia to congratulate and give the e-certificate to all the presenters who already shown their best effort in presenting their papers.
Yes, I thank all the presenters for their hard work, for their nice, and then we are. It's a pleasure to be they be with us today, and we encourage them, of course, to continue in their research subjects. First, Miss Malik Wakar Hassan Awan, congratulations for your nice presentation. Study of towards sustainability, the role of waste management, environment, and digitalization. Nice study. Thank you, Malik. And the fourth, second one, Salmat Rahmat, also congratulations. And with Lisa, thank you very much for your good study, your excellence in the presentation. Thank you very much, and congratulations for this nice certificate. Also, huge thing for for Amadou Abubakar Muhammad for his nice presentation, for an interesting study today that he present about the value based on education through curriculum reform, a comparative analysis of social studies and Islamic studies in Nigeria. Congratulations, sir. Also, Amadou, for the second about Zakat and Wakaf study. Thank you very much for this interesting study. I think it needs more development to show the resilience in management. So thank you very much, Amadou, and congratulations for this nice presentation. Alika, today, well done. Congratulations, a huge congratulations for Alika. Excellent. And congratulations for this nice certificate you merited. Also, Amadou, for the next, he have three presentation, yeah, about in the stake of internship. Congratulations, Amadou, for the nice certificate. Eden, have a nice, he done a nice study, Eden, really about exploring diversity and inclusion practices in survival of small and medium enterprises in the state of Oyo, Nigeria. Congratulations for this nice certificate, sir. And thank you very much for all the presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so thank you once again to Dr. Arbia and also to all the presenters who already present their papers. All of you already done a really good job. And also thank you to all the audiences and participants who already participated and actively involved in giving questions, comments, feedback, and even suggestions to the presenters. Your active
Yes.
participation and contribution in the scientific forum of the 10th ESBEM is highly appreciated. So next agenda, before I give some information about the post-conference, we'd like to have a group certificate for the attendee. So next agenda is for the sharing session. So in this opportunity, we would like to invite one or two representatives in this room to share their experience in participating at the conference. So the purpose of this section is to encourage other scholars, students, academicians, and practitioners to join upcoming scientific forum or conferences. So maybe I'd like to invite, do we have, let me just pick some from the audience, Mr. Angelino Dos Santos, are you still with us today? Maybe you'd like to join us and give your insight of joining us in this 10 ESBM today.
Yes, Mr. Sir, well done. He asked so many interesting questions.
Yeah.
I think came from my side. Thank you very much for your interesting questions today to make active this session. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Angelino, maybe from your side, some comments or insight. You can unmute yourself.
Well, thank you. I'm from East Timor. It was a wonderful conference, and I really appreciate it, and a lot of insight, and it was a great conference for us, and I think for all of us. So that's my thoughts. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Angelino. We hope to see you more in our upcoming conference. So maybe one more from another attendee, because we have some from different countries we see joining us here today. So maybe another from Mr. Jafohir Mirsalimov. Would you like to come forward and then give your insight to this conference?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name is Tawhir Mirza. I'm from Uzbekistan. I'm a student at the Samarkand State University. The conference is exciting for me. Research Synergy is a valuable conference that brings together researchers, students, and professionals from different fields. It creates opportunities to share knowledge, exchange ideas, and develop collaborative research. Events like this are very important because they help young researchers learn from experts, and understand global research trends. I believe research synergy plays an important role in encouraging innovation, interdisciplinary collaboration, and academic development. Platforms like this inspire students to improve their research skills and contribute to solving real-world problems. Yeah, thank you so much. Your presentation, it was so useful for me.
Thank you
Thank you
also
so
for
much.
your nice question, for your interesting question that you shared with the presenter. Thank you very much for your follow-up for the different presentations. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jafofir Mirzo. So I think we also, RSF will hold a conference in Uzbekistan in Samarkand later on in this year on October. So maybe we can meet some of our colleagues in Uzbekistan later on. Okay, so thank you very much for the sharing for our participants today. So for all the attendees here, feel free to network on the Zoom chat box because this is your platform to do that. And we hope that we can see you later on again in our upcoming conferences and agenda. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants and attendees of the 10th ESBEM. So once again, please don't forget to fill the feedback form as can be seen on the screen. The committee will also type in the Zoom chat box also. And then next, allow me to read some important information related to the post-conference or the publication. This is important for the presenters who wants to proceed to the publication process. So the information of the 10th ESBEM publication opportunity is stated on the website on esbem.com, and all accepted abstracts will be published in the conference proceeding book with the OI, and then all eligible full papers have the opportunity to be published in the reputable international journal indexed by Scopus, WS, Copernicus, Cinta, EBSCO, ProQuest, ASCI, Scilite, WorldCat, Google Scholar, and etc. Of course, the terms and conditions applied selected by scientific editorial and reviewer committee. So once again, please pay attention to the timeline. It's day +7 or around March 17, 2026. Do not forget to upload your full paper. You can go to your account at research-system.com under the menu of conference day and then click upload full paper. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is where you can find where you can upload your full paper. So the full paper will undergo the scientific review process to determine your journal recommendation for publication. All accepted full papers have the opportunity to be published in reputable international journal indexed by Scopus, WS, Copernicus, Cinta, EBSCO, ProQuest, ASCI, Scilite, WorldCat, Google Scholar, and etc. Of course, terms and conditions applied, selected by scientific editorial and reviewer committee. Sorry. So furthermore, the Committee of the 10th ESBEM is committed to give added value for all conference participants by providing the forum for discussion in the Global Research Ecosystem Community Platform. By joining this community platform, you will gain more benefit and can interact, connect, and do the research collaboration ahead. So please visit globalresearchecosystem.com or scan the QR code on the screen. So there, besides joining for the conference on the events menu, you can also connect like a social media with fellow researchers, and then you can also get the updated information on our agenda such as workshop, webinars, and also conferences. So once again, you can scan the QR code and join the Global Research Ecosystem Community Platform. And then once again, I would like to say thank you for your attention and participation. So after this, we would like to go to the closing ceremony, which included the awarding session for the best presentation and session chair recognition of the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science. Excellency, distinguished guests, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all the excitement of today's 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science, or the 10th ESBEM. Thank you for staying with us through all the session, from the welcoming and then the workshop and the presentation session. So as we already informed before, by the end of today's conference, we will announce the best presentation and recognition for the session chair. So the first awarding session is the Best Presentation Award. The session chair had selected the best presentation based on several criterions in the assessment form. Thank you to all the presenters who already give their best effort in delivering the research through presentations. So for the 10th ESBM, we have one best presentation. So on this occasion, I would like to give a special token of appreciation and recognition to the best presentation. Kindly please welcome Ms. Santi Rahmawati as the founder and chief operating officer of the Research Synergy Foundation to give away the e-certificate and as the token of appreciation and recognition for the best presentation of 10th ESBM.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Vina. And of course, congratulations to all of the presenters. All of you already gave your best effort in sharing your findings, your thought with all of the participants in the 10 ESBM. And also, we are very grateful to have a very active war room during the discussions. So congratulations to all of the presenters. However, we would like also to give this special token of appreciations based on the evaluations from our session chairs that I think one best presentations in the 10 ESBM this year. And the best presentation goes to, all right, congratulations. Sorry. Okay, so the committee can help in sharing the screen again. So to all of the presenters, get ready. Yes, the best presentations in the 10 ESBAM goes to, okay, congratulations to Miss Ramahda Alika from Institut Teknologi Bandung, Indonesia. Congratulations, Miss, on your achievement in the 10 ESBM. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Alika. Congratulations, Alika.
Congratulations also from Dr. Arbia. Thank you also. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to give back again to Ms. Vina.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Santi, for the token of appreciation to the best presentation. So thank you once again for the best presenter of the 10th ESBM. So moving on to our next award category is for the session chair. So on behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to appreciate and thank the session chair today with her contribution during the presentation session, the scientific forum, feedback, discussion, and knowledge sharing environment has been built to encourage participation from all the participants. So kindly please welcome again Ms. Santi Rahmawati, MSM, as the founder and chief operating officer of Research Synergy Foundation to give token appreciation to the session chair involved in the 10 ESBM today. Please welcome Ms. Santi.
Okay, so once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, so we would like to give this token of appreciation to our session chair, Dr. Arbia Lali from Taiba University, Saudi Arabia.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Doctor. Although we have quite far time difference, around 4 hours. So thank you so much, always supporting us. And it is always grateful to have you in our conference. And it is proven that this war room is very active. We can see in the Zoom chat box, right, Dr. Arbia?
Thank you.
So
It's
many
my
questions.
pleasure.
Yes.
It's with pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you.
Arbia. And of course, looking forward for more future collaboration ahead with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you, inshallah.
See you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you once again to Ms. Santi and also Dr. Arbia for their great involvement and support in this 10th ESBM. So next, we would like to remind to all the participants to kindly fill the feedback form of the 10th ESBM. You can scan the QR code or you can go to the link to fill out the feedback form of the 10th ESBM. And then next, we are sure that the discussion in this international conference today can continue to a more lively discussion in the global network research ecosystem, especially because we have so many questions coming from the participants today. So we will provide all the participants and attendees to discuss further about the research presented in this 10th ESBM in our global research ecosystem community platform. In the platform, you can connect, interact, comment, discuss, and even find opportunity to collaborate with other scholars in your research field worldwide. To join the Research Synergy Foundation Community Platform, simply scan the QR code shown on the screen or sign up using your Gmail or Facebook account on the link globalresearchecosystem.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science, or the 10th ESBM. So, moving on to our last agenda, we would like to invite Ms. Santi Rahmawati as the founder and Chief Operating Officer of the Research Synergy Foundation to give the closing speech. So, please welcome Ms. Santi Rahmawati.
Okay, so thank you to Ms. Vina and of course to all of the participants on behalf of the organizing committee of the 10 ESBM. So it is my great honor and also pleasure to deliver this closing remark at this conference today. And also first and foremost, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to all of the participants who already joined us today. Thank you so much for your participations in today's conference, and we do really appreciate that your active contributions also during the presentations and also the discussion sessions to all of the presenters today. And your presence, insight, and of course enthusiasm have made this conference also as a meaningful platforms for intellectual exchange and also collaborations. And of course, we are also grateful to have our conference chair, Dr. Prameswara Anggahegari, from the National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN, for her leadership and also welcoming remark that already opening our agenda today with the inspiring perspective. And we also sincerely appreciate also to the contributions of Mr. Muhammad Arif Abdillah as the Managing Director of Research Synergy Press, who already gave us a workshop on from submissions to the publication. And we do hope that by this topic, it can also provide a valuable guidance to all of us in navigating the global academic publishing ecosystem. And throughout the conference, we also already see the engaging presentation across multiple tracks and also multiple countries, including the sustainability studies, the disaster management, the management science, entrepreneurship, and also business analysis. So these discussions certainly highlighted a diverse research topic from sustainable business practices and also waste management to inclusive entrepreneurship framework and even the SME resilience. And together that these contributions reflect the essence of our conference themes today at the 10 ESBM as catalyzing resilience through the tech-driven, inclusive, and also sustainable entrepreneurships. So today's discussions also remind us that entrepreneurship is not only about creating the economic value, but also generating a social impact, environmental responsibility, and of course, collaborative innovations. So I would like also to sincerely express our appreciations and also gratitude to our session chair today, Dr. Arbia Lali from Taibah University, Saudi Arabia, for guiding and also leading the academic presentation session and also already ensuring that we have the productive scholarly dialogues. And of course, to all of the presenters, thank you so much for sharing your research, your idea, and even your dedications in advancing the knowledge. And your work contributions can strengthen a global academic ecosystem that support innovation, sustainability, and also inclusive developments. And of course, congratulations as well to the best presentations awardees. So, and also to all of the presenters who have successfully shared their work today. Your effort and also achievement inspire the broader research community. And finally, of course, we extend our gratitude to the organizing committee, the scientific reviewers, the partners, and of course, the entire teams behind the Research Synergy Foundations, and of course, the Research Synergy Press for support and also for their dedications in making this conference possible. So although today marks as the closing of the 10th ESBEM, we hope that this is not the end of our collaboration. Instead, we hope that this conference become a starting point for our future research partnerships, publication, and also in advancing the global academic networking. So let us continue to work together in advancing the knowledge and fostering entrepreneurship that is technologically empowered, social, inclusive, and also environmentally sustainable. Thank you once again for your participation and valuable contribution. We wish you continued success in your research and professional endeavor. We look forward to welcome you again, of course, in our future conferences, and the nearest will be in, if I'm not mistaken, 21st May, if I'm not mistaken, 21st May 2026. Stay connected and also stay collaborative and keep creating impact together. Thank you very much to all of the participants in the 10th ESBEM. Thank you so much. Back to Ms. Vina.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ms. Andrea Mohamedi, for your great teamwork and coordination also in supporting this international conference so that the conference can run successfully. So thank you once again. And then right now, before we close this conference, I would like to give some information of the upcoming conference. So perhaps the participants here who wants to later on or in the future join us as the presenter in the upcoming conference, we have the closest one is the 12th BMSS. And this one will be in business and management and social science also. And the conference will be on May, but the abstract submission deadline will be on April 21. So maybe if you'd like to prepare your abstract and then submit to the 12 BMSS, you can do from now. And then on June 23, we also will have 11th MACES. It is in management and social science. And the conference will be in June 23, and the abstract submission deadline will be on May 24. And then if you would like to come on site, joining us on site, we have the InnoBiz at InnoBiz third ICOBAC that will be held in Busan, South Korea. And the abstract submission will be on May 24, and the conference will be held in July 8 to July 9, 2026. This conference offers not only presentation session, but also later on visitation to campus and also industry in Busan, South Korea. And then next information is for the next slide. All right, so this is for the next upcoming conference. So we have almost every month for the conference. So you can just choose to submit whether to depending on the month and also the topic that are presented in the conference. For the 6th ICLET, the abstract submission deadline will be August 22, and this conference will focus on language education and teaching research, and the virtual conference will be in August. And then the 2nd MAFIS, the abstract submission deadline will be July 12. This is more on the Maqasid and Islamic studies. And the conference will be on August 26 to 27. And on the 10th IBEMS will be held in Osaka, Japan, will be in September 9 to September 10, and the abstract submission deadline will be around October. So I think that's it, the information from our side for the closest conference. Or you can also go to our researchsynergy.org to see our upcoming conferences. And also for all those conferences, you are very welcome to attend as virtual attendee also like today. So finally, We are at the end of the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science, or the 10th ESBEM. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants and attendees, we hope that it has been a beneficial and fruitful day for all of you. So thank you to all the distinguished participants for taking the time to join us on this day for the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship Studies, Business, Economy, and Management Science virtually. It has been our pleasure to host this virtual conference event. See you again on the next conference and our agenda. Please take a good rest, stay healthy and safe. Thank you and see you again.
Thank you, everyone.